Hello, everyone. I'm Portia Johnson. I am the Executive Director for Black Girl Health Foundation. Welcome to Minds Matter St. Louis. I'm so happy that everyone is with us. Minds Matter is about empowering minds, and we are so happy to have our partner with us, which is the St. Louis Public Library, and also have the support of the National Library of Medicine, the National Institutes of Health, and the All of Us Research Program. We could not have done this without you guys. So we want everyone in St. Louis to know that mental health matters. Your mind matters. And this event is here to empower you, to give you the resources and tools along your mental health journey. Women, super women out there, we need to put our mental health first. And I hope with these 5 workshops that we have for you guys, this will give you the motivation to do so. We have fitness workshops, we have yoga, we have workshops on being a healthy mother and breastfeeding, because we know that that can also help with mental stability. We have so much in store, and so I look forward to getting everyone's attention. I look forward to the comments, looking at the comments, hearing the comments. I also look forward to hearing the workshop presenters, because we do this all around the country, and I learn something new every time. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to get started with our first kickoff presenter, and that is the mayor of St. Louis, Tashora Jones.
Good morning. This is Mayor Tashara Jones, and I would like to welcome all of you to this incredibly important discussion about Black women and their mental health. I know that there's a lot of stigma around the discussion of mental health. As Black women, we already face tremendous pressure to work twice as hard to get half as much as our male and white counterparts. And at the end of the day, we're still expected to say that everything is fine. But sometimes we're not. And it's not fine, and it's okay to say that you're not okay. Your mental health matters, and just by attending today's discussion, you're already breaking the stigma. While I am proud to be the first Black woman elected mayor of the city of St. Louis, I'm also a single mother of the most adorable 14-year-old son, which means that it's imperative that I make time to take care of myself, and so that I can be the best leader and, most importantly, the best mother that I can be. Whether you're in the public eye or lead a more private life, maintaining your mental and physical health and wellness is key to living your best life. Thank you to the Black Girls Health Foundation for hosting today's discussion. Be well and God bless.
I love that, Mayor. Living your best life. That's what it's all about. I'm going to send it right to our next kickoff presenter, and that is Miss Darlene Green, who's the controller for St. Louis, the chief fiscal officer. Things don't run if you don't got the money for it. So let's bring up Miss Darlene Green. Hello, Darlene.
Good morning, and thank you, Portia. I really appreciate you bringing this program to St. Louis. Thank you, Black Girls Health Foundation, for doing this great job of supporting Black women in their mental health. I want to thank you for bringing this important program to St. Louis. I'll say that once again. I'll echo the mayor's comments. And I want to say that, we're so glad you're here, because it is very true that our minds matter. Our mental health matters. Oftentimes, there are so many expectations placed on women, especially Black women. Our jobs are coming from our culture or our community, or coming from even within our families, to be a strong Black woman. Well, we will come to learn, and we must come to learn, that strong is a relative term. And we learn that just by being grateful for who we are and living in the integrity of who we are is enough. We just need to take good care of all of that. So that is why this program today is so important, to help us, to help you, to help me, and all of us to make self-care a major part of our lives. You never know who's hurting. You never know. As we just saw a week or so ago, the tragic death of Chelsea Chris, who on the outside seemed to have it all together. So let us prepare today to hear and to receive powerful messages from our very capable and distinguished experts. And let us be kind to ourselves and to one another. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Green. We thank you for being with us and supporting our event. All right, well, we're going to send it off to our next kickoff presenter, and that is a very influential businesswoman in St. Louis, and that is Lorraine Ward. Lorraine?
Portia, thank you for inviting me to this event. You know, it's an honor to actually be able to speak on something that's such a priority, mental health. Without it, what are we as women, or just as a person?
Absolutely.
So again, thank you for allowing me to be here to speak on such a profound topic today. Black women are making tremendous strides, breaking glass ceilings across every profession. There have been many songs made to pay homage from decade to decade as we transitioned from being every woman and embraced the role of Miss Independent. Unfortunately, the same independent women conceal and carry heavy burdens for the sake of appearing graceful under pressure. The statistics are startling. Suicide rates amongst our 17-year-old Black girls have increased annually at a rate of 6.6%. That's amazing. And all of this is due to mental health, relationships, and life stressors. Black women experience depression and anxiety at twice the rate as men, 19.4% versus 8.5%, according to Psychiatric Times. And unfortunately, women are less likely to seek care. How do we regain control of this narrative? Well, today's program has a group of speakers, phenomenal speakers, that'll provide more insight into this. But to start, I'd like to say we should, number one, know our worth as women. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and the ideas we contribute are essential to any conversation. Next, we should learn to stop and smell the roses. We need to take care of the star player. I know the list is long and the tasks are just far, and we need to get them done. However, if we're not in a position of strength and taking care of ourselves, the task won't get done. And lastly, we need to acknowledge that we are role models, whether we want to be or not. Our behavior affects many of those that are watching us. We need to pray, relax, and move with intention and not haphazardly. Why does Black girl health matter? Well, in design, the triangular brace is one of the strongest and best methods of support. Similarly, our mental health, physical, and spiritual health triangle must be balanced to create that rigid stability. That is what matters for us moving forward. Please be true to yourself, be honest about your vulnerabilities, and be well. The world needs you. Thank you, Black Girl Health.
Thank you, Lorraine. And I love fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, I say that, I try to say that all the time, when I'm going through stuff, I'm always like, okay, fearfully, God said,
Absolutely.
fearfully and wonderfully made. You can
That's
get
it.
through it, Portia. You can get
That's
through
it.
it.
I'm all for it.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. I appreciate your support.
Thank you.
All right, so please stay with us. Do not skip a beat and go somewhere else because next up is yoga. So stay with us.
Hi, my name is Larissa Gilmer, and I'm with the National Institutes of Health All of Us Research Program. We are so happy to be a part of Minds Matter St. Louis as a partner of Black Girl Health Foundation. Do you ever wonder why some people get sick or stay healthy? Well, the All of Us research program helps researchers understand more about just that, why people get sick or stay healthy, particularly those who are consistently underrepresented in research, including ethnic and racial minorities, LGBTQI communities, people living in rural areas, and more. We want to be as inclusive as possible and give all people the opportunity to have a voice in health research. The program's goal is to advance precision medicine for everyone, which is a fancy way of saying healthcare tailored to an individual. Factors like where you live, what you do, and your family health history all play a role. By looking for patterns, researchers will learn more about what affects people's health. And this could help them develop better treatments and ways to prevent different diseases. Rather than using a cookie cutter or one-size-fits-all approach, precision medicine aims to improve health by taking into account individual differences in lifestyle, environment, and biological makeup. And with the rise of COVID-19, health research is more important than ever, and your participation in health research can really make a difference. Okay, I'd like to invite everyone to get out their phones and open up your camera or QR code reader. Please feel free to go ahead and scan the QR code that you see here. It will take you right to our website, www.joinallofus.org/connect, where you can learn more, find our support line, send an email, or start a chat, and even enroll if you're ready to join today. All of Us is one of the largest active data collection efforts out there, and it needs you to help improve the future of health for our communities. Don't miss out on your chance to help change the future of health for all of us. I'm going to hand it back to you, Portia. Thank you so much for your attention.
Greetings and welcome. So glad to be here with you today. My name is Marcia Banks Harold. I'm a certified yoga therapist and a trauma-sensitive yoga facilitator and mentor. I'm the owner of Pies Fitness Yoga Studio. I'm here today to bend us in the direction of bliss, that place where we're able to let go of any worries or stress that are prevalent in our lives. And for us as Black women, we're really facing a lot of challenge because of the pandemic, because of all the things that are happening in terms of social injustice. And so today I invite you to find your way to a seated position and maybe plant your hands onto your knees and maybe just make circles with the upper body. Just being present for yourself, just letting go of all the judgment that this world really sends in our direction. Maybe a couple more circles here and find your way back through the center and then change direction. Come with me, think about letting go of any stress that may be present in your life, giving yourself permission just to be present, and then finding your way back through the center and maybe just rock side to side. Feel the energy of peace moving throughout each part of your body. throughout your mind and your heart and your soul. Just a couple more times, really connecting with your amazing energy. And then find your way back to the center and maybe take smaller circles now. Just slowing the energy down for our practice. Couple more circles here. And then I invite you to find your way back to the center and bring your palms together at heart center, maybe closing your eyes and just setting your intention for this practice as we prioritize our mental health. Recognizing that we're powerful beyond measure, but we really need to take care of ourselves, to tend to all that's happening in our lives. So I invite you to hold space for yourself and for the other women, Black women especially, that are processing the heaviness of this pandemic. And when you're ready, plant your hands back onto your knees, breathe in with me, and slowly exhale, lower your right ear to your right shoulder. And just notice the stress mitigating from your body. On the next inhale, bring your head back through the center and exhale, lower your left ear to the left shoulder. Release the tension that may be showing up in your neck or your shoulders or your back. Inhale your head back through the center one more time, each direction. Exhale, lower your right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe adding the right hand to the left side of your head and just be present. Let go. Bend into bliss. Returning your right hand to your right knee. Inhale your head back through the center. Exhale, lower your left ear towards the left shoulder and maybe add the left hand to the right side of your head. Take your time, slow down. Beautiful. Inhale, return your left hand to your left knee. Inhale your head back through the center. And now on the exhale, turn and look over the right shoulder. Inhale back around towards the front. Exhale, turn and look over the left shoulder. Inhale back around towards the front. One more time each direction. Exhale, turn and look over the right shoulder. Inhale back around towards the front. Exhale, turn and look over the left shoulder. Inhale back around towards the front. Exhale, lower your chin down towards your chest. Surrender to where you are in your life. Inhale, take your gaze up towards the sky, being open to all the blessings that are available for each and every one of us. Exhale, your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, take the gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, back through neutral. And now create gentle circles with your head. Take your time. Notice what's happening in your physical body, your intellectual body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. Finding your way back to the center and change direction. Allow the head to move in the opposite direction, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Inhale back to the center. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your shoulders up near your ears. Exhale, shoulders down and back. Two more. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down and back. And maybe one more. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. Beautiful. Let's add a twist. because that's how life is. Go ahead and add a right hand to your left knee, your left hand behind you, looking over the left shoulder and recognizing that sometimes life will twist our lives into places that we may not think that we can overcome, but we can. Inhale back around towards the front, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you, recognizing the twist. Allow us to shift our perspective, to be open to all of the abundance that's set aside for each and every one of us. Inhale back around towards the front, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, looking over the left shoulder. And then reaching the left arm around the back, left fingers reaching for the right hip. Inhale back around towards the front, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you, and reach the right arm around the back, right fingers reaching for the left hip. Inhale back around towards the front, plant your hands onto your knees. Inhale, press your chest forward, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, gaze down towards your core. One more, please. Inhale, press your chest up, look up towards the sky. Exhale, round your spine, gaze down towards the core. Inhale, back through neutral. Let's add our arms into this, please. Inhale, float your arms up towards the sky. Beautiful. Reach for all that's set aside just for you. Plant the right hand near the right hip and reach the left arm overhead. Feeling the stretch in the left side body. Inhale, float your right arm up. Plant your left hand and reach the right arm overhead, noticing how open you are through your heart. Inhale, float the left arm up. Plant the right palm and reach the left arm overhead, maybe lowering down to the forearm and reaching the left fingers overhead, maybe taking your gaze down towards the mat. 2 more breaths here. On the next inhale, float your right arm up. Plant your left palm and maybe explore lowering down to the left forearm, reaching the right arm overhead, and maybe this time taking your gaze up to the sky. 2 more breaths here. On the next inhale, float your left arm up. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, and press your palms up towards the sky. Breathe in with me and slowly exhale, lean towards the right, noticing the stretch in the left side body. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, lean towards the left. That's it. Inhale back through the center. One more time, each direction. Exhale, lean towards the right. Inhale back through the center. Exhale, lean over towards the left. Inhale back through center and exhale, fold forward. Planting your hands onto the earth, allowing your forehead to travel down towards the floor. And just be. Take note of how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. On the next inhale, reach your arms back up and overhead. Exhale, open your arms into goddess arms. Breathe in with me, and then exhale, twist towards the left. Beautiful. Inhale, back around towards the front. Exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale, back around towards the front. Bring your palms together at heart center and reset your intention. That's what life is like. We have to reset when life feels heavy, when life feels a little bit overwhelming. Take the time to reset ourselves so that we can continue on this journey. When you're ready, gently lower your hands down to your knees and we'll stretch our legs out a bit. So go ahead and extend your right leg towards the right, your left leg towards the left. Beautiful. Dorsiflex your toes in towards your hips. Inhale, float your arms up and overhead. Turn towards the left and exhale, fold over the left leg. Maybe securing the bottom of your foot, maybe lowering your forehead down towards your left knee. Engage the core. Inhale, lift the upper body. Turn towards the right and exhale, fold over the right leg. Allowing your forehead to come down towards the right knee. 2 more breaths here. Engage your core. Inhale, lift the upper body. Palms face forward. Breathe in with me and exhale, fold through the center. Maybe securing the bottom of your feet, allowing your forehead to come down a little closer towards the mat. 3 more breaths here. On the next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, and we'll do this together again. Turn towards the left. Exhale, fold over the left leg, maybe allowing your chin to reach beyond the left knee, lowering your right shoulder down towards the inside of the left leg. 3 more breaths here. On the next inhale, lift the upper body, turn towards the right, and exhale, fold over the right leg, allowing the chest to lower down towards the right quadricep, releasing anything that no longer serves you, practicing self-love and self-care. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, palms face forward. Exhale, fold through the center, allowing your forehead to come down just a little closer. Maybe this time planting your hands onto the earth. Maybe fold a little deeper, allowing your forehead to come down. Recognizing that sometimes we have to lower ourselves in order to climb. 2 more breaths here. On the next inhale, lift the upper body. Beautiful. Exhale, float your arms down by your side. And now we'll transition to bound ankle pose. So I invite you to bring the soles of your feet together, holding onto your toes or your ankles. Breathe in with me. Slowly exhale, fold forward, allowing your nose to come on down towards your toes. Maybe your elbows will connect with the ground. And just be here. No particular expectation. Releasing any tension that may be present in your back or even in your heart. On the next inhale, lift the upper body, and we'll do this together again. Breathe in with me. Slowly exhale, fold forward 1 more time, allowing the forehead to come down towards your toes. 3 more breaths here. Maybe go a little closer. Allow your nose to come down towards the toes. Inhale, lift the upper body, and we'll extend the right leg out towards the right, the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, float your arms up and overhead. Turn towards the right and exhale, fold over the right leg, allowing your forehead to come down towards the right knee. 2 more breaths here. Engage the core. Inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, float your arms down by your side. Beautiful. Let's extend the left leg over towards the left, the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Left toes dorsiflex in. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Turn towards the left. Exhale, fold over the left leg, allowing your forehead to come down towards the left knee. On the next inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, float your arms down by your side, and We'll transition to one of my favorite forms. It's called double pigeon, bringing your left ankle on top of the right quadricep, flexing that top foot, your left knee stacks on top of the right foot. Inhale, float your arms up and overhead, palms face forward. Exhale, fold through the center, giving your time to yourself to rest, to really take care of yourself, to seek help if you're feeling overwhelmed. On the next inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, float your arms down by your side, and we'll go to the opposite side. So release, take your time. Go ahead and bring the left leg to the mat. And when you're ready, secure your right ankle, bringing your right ankle on top of the left quadricep, stacking your right knee on top of the left foot. Inhale, float your arms up, palms face forward. Exhale, fold to the center, and just be here. Give yourself permission to rest. On the next inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, float your arms down. Beautiful. Returning the right shin to your mat. And when you're ready, swing your legs to the side and come on over to hands and knees with me for table pose. So table pose, I invite you to spread your fingers wide. The middle fingers are reaching towards the top edge of your mat. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Your hips are stacked over your knees. On the inhale, take your gaze forward. Look up towards the sky. Allow your core to reach down towards the earth, tailbone reaching towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, gaze towards the core. Inhale, take your gaze up. Core reaches down, tailbone reaching up. Exhale, round the spine, gaze towards the core. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, take your gaze over the right shoulder towards the right hip. Inhale, back around towards the front. Exhale, take your gaze over the left shoulder towards the left hip. Inhale, back around towards the front. One more time each side. Exhale, gaze over right shoulder towards right hip. Inhale, back through the center. Exhale, gaze over left shoulder towards left hip. Inhale, back through center, and let's explore child's pose. Separating your knees the width of your mat, bring your big toes together and extend your arms out in front of you and allow your forehead to come down towards the mat. Actively lifting the elbows off the mat, lowering the chest down, and surrender. Maybe surrender a little more. 3 more breaths here. Walking your arms over towards the right, lowering your forehead down between the arms. Inhale, back through the center. And then walk your hands over towards the left, reaching your arms to the side, increasing the stretch in the right side body. Inhale, back through the center. And when you're ready, slowly come back up through table, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips stack over your knees. And we'll thread the needle together. Inhale, float your right arm up, look towards the right thumb. Exhale, thread, right arm underneath left. Lower to your right shoulder, your right cheek, reaching your left arm forward. And just be here. Feel the stretch in your shoulders. 2 more breaths here. Slide the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Look towards the right thumb. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Inhale, float the left arm up. Look towards the left thumb. Exhale, thread left arm underneath right. Lower to left shoulder. Left cheek, reaching the right arm forward. And just be here. Sliding the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, lift back up, extending the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, lower the left hand down. One more time each side. Inhale, float the right arm up. Exhale, thread right arm underneath left. Lower to your right cheek, your right shoulder. And maybe you can stay here or maybe float your left leg into the air. Beautiful. Maybe return the left knee towards the floor. Slide the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, float the right arm up. Exhale, lower the right hand down. We only have one side left. Inhale, float the left arm up. Exhale, thread left arm underneath right. Extend the right arm forward and maybe float the right leg into the air. 3 more breaths here. Go ahead and return right knee back down. Slide your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, float to the left arm up. Exhale, lower the left hand down, returning back through table pose. And maybe rest here for a moment. And when you're ready, let's explore frog pose. Go ahead and separate your knees the width of your mat, a little wider maybe. Allow your toes to face the top edge of your mat. Extend your arms out in front of you and press your hips back. Frog pose. Opening up through the groin area. Tap it into your place of peace and wisdom and prosperity. And when you're ready, take your time, plant your hands back underneath of your shoulders, bring your knees underneath your hips, and we'll transition to a little bit of lizard stretching. Bringing your right hand to the center of your mat, bring your right foot to the top edge of your mat, and then shift your hips down towards the floor. So this is the full expression here, but if you want more, maybe join me and come down to your forearms, interlacing your fingers and maybe lowering your forehead down towards your thumbs. And then maybe open the right leg over towards the right, feeling the stretch in the right groin area and the hip area. Beautiful. Plant the right foot. Come back to your palms, shift your hips back, point your right toes up towards the sky, place your left hand onto the right baby toe, lower your forehead down towards the right knee. And then plant the left palm, plant the right foot, and bring the right knee back towards the left. Only one side left. When you're ready, bring your left foot to the top edge of your mat. Shift your hips forward, resting on the right knee, and go ahead and go a little deeper if that serves you today. And if you would like, come on down with me to your forearms. Maybe interlacing your fingers, allowing your nose to come down towards your thumbs, and then on the exhale, lower the left knee over towards the left. Maybe open up a little bit more if it feels accessible for you today. And when you're ready, plant the left foot. Plant your hands, shift your hips back, point your left toes up, and place your right fingers onto the left baby toe. Lowering your forehead down towards the left knee. 2 more breaths here. Go ahead and return. Left foot to the mat. Place your palms onto the mat. Bring your left knee back, and we'll transition together to our first downward facing dog. So spread your fingers wide. Press the balls of your feet into the mat. And on the exhale, lift your hips up into the air, into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal your legs out, alternating each knee down towards the earth, and then find stillness in your downward facing dog. Find your strength, your power, your awesomeness. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look forward between your hands. Bend your knees. Walk or jump to the top edge of your mat, coming to a forward fold. Go ahead and reach your hands down towards the earth. Holding on to opposite elbows, right hand to left elbow, left hand to right, and sway side to side. Beautiful. Find your way back through center. Reach your hands down towards the earth. Lift your feet and slide your hands underneath the bottom of your feet. Let your toes reach towards your wrist. Your forehead down towards your knees. 2 more breaths here. Gently release your hands from underneath your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come right below your knees. Your back is parallel to the sky. Exhale, reach back down towards the earth. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Arms up and overhead. Take goddess back bend. Open your arms, open your heart towards the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, back up. Secure your left wrist. Press your left hip towards the left side of the room. Inhale, back through center. Hold the right wrist, press the right hip towards the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, swan dive down, reaching your forehead down towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, beautiful. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or jump back into high plank. And maybe hold with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift forward. Exhale down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Beautiful. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your gaze forward. Bend your knees and meet me in Malasana, our yogic squat. Step each foot to the outside edge of your mat. Bring your palms together at heart center and just rest here. Feel the support from the earth. Feel the crown of your head reaching for all the blessings that are available just for you. Planting your palms onto the mat. Lift your hips, heel toe your feet in underneath of your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down towards the earth. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Bring your palms together. Exhale down to heart center. Arms by your side, palms face forward. And we'll do just a gentle sun salutation, maybe 2 times through together. Inhale, float your arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold plant. Your hands step or jump back to high plank. Shift forward. Exhale, down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look forward between your hands. Bend your knees. Walk or jump to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, reach back down towards the earth. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Palms come together. Exhale, down through heart center, and then allow your arms to come by your side. Palms face forward. And we'll go through the sequence just one more time together. When you're ready, inhale, float your arms up. Maybe take a back bend this time. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold plant the hands, step or jump back. This is it. Holding in plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift forward. Exhale down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's explore Malasana again. Right foot to the right, left foot to the left. Meet me in Malasana. And smile. Know that you're more than a conqueror, that we're made just to continue to thrive in this world. 3 more breaths here. Planting your hands onto the earth, lift your hips up, heel toe your feet in underneath of your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, reach back down towards the earth. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Hold the left wrist, press your left hip towards the left, reach your left fingers towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Hold the right wrist, press the right hip towards the right. Reach your right fingers towards the left side of the room. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, your arms down by your side. And we'll do tree pose together, working on our balance. So plant through your right foot. Let the left heel come to the inside of the right leg. Maybe this is where you are today, and it's perfectly all right. Maybe you want to slide the left foot up the right leg. Open the left knee towards the left. Float your arms up into tree for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms together. Exhale down to heart center. Release your left foot by your right. Beautiful. We'll go to the opposite side. Plant through the left foot. Your right heel comes to the inside of the left leg. Maybe you'll stay there. Maybe you'll slide the right foot up. Maybe float your arms up and overhead, finding your tree for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms together. Exhale down to heart center. Release right foot by left. And now we'll transition into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So find your way, stepping your right foot to the top edge of your mat. Slide your left foot back. Reach your right arm out in front, your left arm behind you. Shift your left hip back. Reach forward with the right hand. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Your left arm reaches up towards the sky. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, meet me back up. Bend your right knee. Come into warrior 2. We're all warriors in this game called life. Turn your right palm up. Reach your right fingers up towards the sky. Reach your left fingers down the back leg. Reverse your warrior. Sometimes in life we have to go in an opposite direction. And then when you're ready, plant your right forearm onto the front leg. Reach your left arm overhead, extended side angle. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten the right leg. Pivot your feet towards the back edge of your mat. Left arm forward. Beautiful. Shift your right hip back. Reach forward. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Right arm up. Look towards the right thumb. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up. Bend the left knee. Look over the left middle finger. Turn your left palm up. Float your left hand up towards the sky. Reach your right hand down the back leg and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your left forearm onto your left quadricep. Reach your right arm overhead. Holding with me, opening up through the heart for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten the left leg. Turn towards the long edge of your mat. And exhale, fold down towards the earth, allowing your forehead to come down towards the mat. Maybe the top of your head, maybe separating your feet a little wider. Maybe coming down to your forearms, shifting your hips forward. And just be. 4 more breaths here. If you've chosen to come to your forearms, come back onto your palms. Keep the right hand planted onto the mat. Inhale, float your left arm up. Look towards your left thumb. Exhale, lower the left hand down and float the right arm up. Look towards the right thumb. Exhale, lower the right hand down. And when you're ready, walk your hands over towards the right leg. Place your left hand onto your right ankle and float your right arm up towards the sky. And then go ahead and lower the right hand down. Return the left palm to the mat and walk on over towards the left leg. Place your right hand onto the left ankle and reach your left arm up towards the sky. Beautiful. Lower the left hand. Walk your hands back through the center. Reverse your fingers. Walk them back towards the wall behind you. And then walk your hands back through the center. Heel toe your feet in underneath of your hips. Lift your heels and meet me up in goddess pose. And then pulse with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels, straighten your arms. Exhale, lower your hands by your side. Meet me in Tadasana. Standing with your feet close together, palms face forward. And just close your eyes for a moment, taking in this amazing practice. And then we'll transition back down to the floor together. Inhale, float your arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, reaching your hands down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full plant your hands. Step back into downward facing dog and rest here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up onto the balls of your feet, lowering down to your knees. Take your child's pose. Separating the knees, bringing the big toes together, reaching your arms out in front of you, lowering your forehead down towards the mat, and surrender. Let go of any worries. 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, slowly make your way back through table, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips stack over your knees. A couple more cat and cows. Inhale, look up, lower your core down towards the earth, tailbone reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, gaze towards the core. One more, inhale. Gaze goes up, core reaches down, tailbone reaching up. Exhale, round the spine, gaze towards the core. Inhale back to neutral. And when you're ready, bring your knees together. Shift onto your gluteus maximus. Meet me in a seated position. And we'll close out with a little bit of relaxation. Bringing your hands together, heart center, and just taking a moment to integrate all that we've experienced together. Noticing how you're feeling physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. And now I'll invite you to place your arms onto your knees, extending your arms beyond your knees. Allow your palms to face up and take a mudra with me. Place your right thumb and right finger together and extending the 3 fingers out in front. The same thing on the left side, left thumb, left pointer finger. Extend the left fingers out and then extend your arms out over your knees. And we'll take these final moments together to really tap into a place of peace. So notice your toes, the bottom of your feet, and the top of your feet. Notice your ankles, your shins and your calves. Notice your knees, your hamstrings, and your quadriceps. Notice your hips, your core, and your chest. Notice your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, and each one of your fingers. Notice your neck and your chin and your cheeks. Notice your forehead. Just a couple more breaths here. Thank you. Go in peace. Ashe.
Marsha, that was as always amazing, always so peaceful. I love to start with you because it just you set the tone for the whole event. Everyone has that, their mind is at ease. I've done my stretching, done my yoga, and now I am open to receive. So I love it. Where can people reach you? I know you do online stuff as well.
I do. My website is www.piesfitnessyoga.com.
And we'll also put that in the comments, there you go, www.piesfitnessyoga.com. If you're interested in some online classes, I was in the room doing, I was taking advantage of yoga with you. So thank you again. Have a great day. All right. So ladies, if you like what you're hearing and you like what you're seeing so far, please don't forget we want to hear from you. We want you to comment. I want to hear like, hooray, this is amazing. I want to hear from you. Also, please complete the evaluation. There's going to be evaluation in the comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, you will see the evaluation in the comments. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what we can improve on. We would love to do this again in St. Louis. So please don't skip over the evaluation survey. Also, if you like what Black Girl Health is doing and want to be a part of our movement and our sisterhood, please register to become a member. The workshop presenters that you see here, Marsha, the yoga presenter, she's a BGH partner member. We want you to become partner members. If you're interested in hosting different workshops that we do all across the country, we want you to become a member. And you can become a member at membership.blackgirlhealth.com. We'll also put that in the comments, membership.blackgirlhealth.com. If you're interested in becoming a member, there you go. It's on the screen. Love it, love it, love it. Love my team. So next up, we're going to have a panel discussion with students. So very excited to hear about that and how COVID has impacted them and just being women of color in a predominantly white institution. So we're going to hear about their struggles, their challenges. So stay with us right after the break.
Hey, Nana. Yes, you, Mimi. The world has changed a lot in these past 2 years, hasn't it? Everything is done on a computer now, and I mean everything. From ordering groceries to paying a bill, and now, to even see your family, you have to go on a computer. What if I told you about a way to get better at using the internet, where you could connect with other women like you and learn how to find that recipe online that you saw on your favorite cooking show, or how to protect your identity and avoid getting scammed? It's called DigiLit, short for digital literacy. and it's an educational community that helps women who are seniors to better navigate the internet, make online purchases, and reconnect with friends and loved ones, taking you from the frustrated and lonely distant relative who is rarely seen to the tech-savvy and well-connected granny whom everyone loves.
Sometimes we need the extra encouragement, we need support, and Black Girl Health is a movement.
Oh, I love getting all the emails with the recipes and now the new workout videos that we get daily. I now get CrossFit videos right to my email. So that means that it holds me accountable and I have something to do every day.
I work out of Pies Fitness Yoga Studio, and so it just helps to bring more people into my class, know that I'm out there teaching yoga in the community.
Being a BJH member means connecting with other women, networking, and being a part of a movement.
I am Kim Nelson Wright, and I am Black Girl Health.
I'm Kimberly Perry, and I am Black Girl Health.
Sherelle Moore Tucker, and I am Black Girl Health.
Hello, everyone. So finding your place, this is a student panel discussion, and we're going to talk about everything from how COVID has affected advanced education, higher education. We're going to talk about just being an African-American student in a predominantly white institution and the challenges that come with that. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our student panel. First is Jordan Washington.
Hello.
Hi, Jordan. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So Jordan Washington is from St. Louis and is currently a senior at Southern Illinois University. She is studying public health. She is also a part of Delta Sigma Theta sorority and the National Association of Colored Women's Club. She's also a mentor for middle school children in Illinois. So that is amazing, Jordan.
Thank you.
And we're so happy to have you. Next, I would like to welcome Jayla Taylor. Hi, Jayla.
Hi.
So Jayla is from St. Louis and is currently studying at Southern Illinois University as well, which has one of the most prestigious nursing programs that she is in. And you're also minoring in nutrition. So I love to hear that. Welcome, Jayla.
Thank you.
Next up is Hannah. Hannah Holmes.
Hello.
Hi, Hannah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So Hannah is actually from Memphis, Tennessee, but she is a senior at Southern Illinois University as well. She is majoring in biology on the pre-med track with a minor in Black Studies. Hannah is a member also of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. And she's also part of the National Association of Colored Women's Club. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Jayana Craig.
Hi.
Hi, Jayana. Jayana is currently attending Southern Illinois University as well, majoring in nursing with a minor in psychology. She is a first-generation college student, so that's happy to hear that, glad to hear that. Congratulations on that. And is a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. Thank you again and welcome, Jayana.
Thank you.
All right, let's get all the ladies on the screen. Okay. So let's get started. One, I mean, with you all going to the same university, do you guys know, does everyone know each other? Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably like a really small, because this is a primarily white institution, right? It's probably like just like a small group of you guys. So all the Black people know each other. I would assume.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So ladies, we have two categories, and one, we're going to talk about COVID and how it has impacted school. That's the first category. Second, we're going to talk about being Black in higher education. So let's first start off with COVID and how it's impacted school. I'm going to start off with Jayla. Jayla, sorry.
It's
Jayla.
okay.
Jayla, can you tell me, in your opinion, has school changed since COVID hit?
Yes, it has changed tremendously from going to online classes and having to meet with professors like virtually. It's been a lot, and the transition from online has been very challenging, especially being able to have the motivation to learn online and then also being able to, apply the information that you're learning. It's been very challenging. And per se, the nursing field is easier for me to learn in person than online. So I would definitely say it's been challenging.
And I assume that's been for most of you guys. This transition, Jordan, has it been something that has been a positive transition? Do you like it better, or not, or it's been something with many challenges?
Well, for me, I feel like I learn better and I retain better when I am in person versus virtually. But it is something that I've had to adjust to just to, keep my grades up and maintain those. But like Jayla said, just meeting with professors and that one-on-one time, that's probably been the biggest struggle for me.
Mm, mm. Hannah, can you also comment on that? Has it been quite a struggle for you, meeting one-on-one with professors?
Yes, it has. Like, since I want to I'm pre-med and I want to go to medical school, like I really rely on recommendations and getting that one-on-one connection with my professors in order for them to write a strong recommendation. So that has been very challenging. And just even like that one-on-one time for like office hours and just getting to know your professors so you can do things like research. It's been kind of difficult to do that online and like getting that personal connection with them.
Jayana, what do you like better? The virtual schooling or getting back to the in-person?
Honestly, I would say kind of both. I know working on my minor, it was better online versus in person, but for nursing, most definitely in person. You're not able to really grasp the concept. Nursing is all hands on. So trying to understand and listen to lectures all day, every day, it's like I hear you, but I'm not really understanding. I'm a hands-on learner. So it was a big adjustment, especially for nursing. But psychology, my minor, it was okay.
Um, Jayana, I'm going to stay on you. How do you think the school has handled COVID? And do you feel that they have, handled it in a good way or doing a good job, or do you think there can be, they could do better?
I feel like they honestly been doing really good. They just been trying to keep track of what's going on, with the governor and the different mandates. I feel like SIUE has been really trying to implement, the safety regulations so far as wearing masks and social distancing. So I would really say that SIUE has been working pretty hard.
Jordan, has COVID shifted your priorities in school at all?
I would have to
Has it made
say
you
yes, simply because
priorities?
Oh, yes, I would say yes, simply because for my public health major, ever since COVID started, we are strictly online. So, for example, the nursing program, they get to go back to school. So I don't. So I have to make sure that, of course, I'm always putting school first, but then I also have my sorority duties that I have to get to, and then also maintaining work and just a social life. So it's been a big shift for me.
Hmm. Um, uh, can Hannah, you also comment on that? Has it shifted your priorities?
I wouldn't say it necessarily shifted my priorities, but it just made you be a little more lenient. Well, I mean, a little bit more like you have to focus your time in one space more than another, like with school, because I would have a schedule like, okay, go to chemistry, go this, that. But now
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you got chemistry online, like it's no allotted time for that. You have to make that time. So I think like school has already been my priority. It's just like I just didn't have a schedule to follow. So I had to push myself to do it more.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Jayla, can you tell me how has your mental health, how have you kept your mental health a priority? Has it been affected, and how have you tried to keep it a priority during this time with, the changes within school, due to the pandemic?
I would say that my mental health has definitely shifted a little bit. I would say in a positive light because of God. I always, try to get the daily word in. And I've actually, oh, excuse me, I've actually grown from this pandemic a lot mentally, emotionally, physically, in that aspect. It has been strenuous in some ways and pertaining to schoolwork and, trying to find, where I want to go, what I want to do in that aspect, and figuring out what my purpose is, and maintaining my walk with God, and figuring out if is this really what I want to do, and is this where I need to be, because He has divine timing. So I trust His process.
I like what you said. You've grown a lot during the pandemic. And is that kind of really trying to hone in what you really want to do in life?
Yes, thank you.
So the pandemic has kind of made you think of like, you know, am I living my best life? Am I doing what I want to do? Or preparing myself for what I want to do and be happy with it because life is too short. Is that kind of what I'm hearing from you?
Yes, absolutely. And being able to build that bond with my family members as well, being stuck in the house all day with them, um, even though it was annoying sometimes, but it was really fun being with my family and being able to develop a closer relationship with them for sure.
I would love for you ladies to piggyback on that. Jayana, have you grown? Has the pandemic helped you grow at all as a student at the university, as a person?
I would say it most definitely had made me grown as a student. Being that you have to teach yourself the material along with seek extra help, watching YouTubes, contacting people that have already taken those classes through social media, because us not being in person, we have to, search up their name. So it's not that easy as connecting with them one on one as it is in class versus outside the class. So it most definitely has made me grown as a person, and my social skills most definitely stepping out my comfort zone, trying to make those connections with people that I don't know. So yeah.
Makes sense. Hannah?
I can most definitely see the growth during the pandemic, especially with my mental health. The pandemic kind of brought my mental health down. So in order to improve it, like I really had to spend a lot of my time like, okay, what is it about school that's making you depressed or sad or giving you anxiety, or like just life in general? And I think I had the time to like reevaluate all that. And so the pandemic like made me go see a therapist, like start new routines. So whenever I'm down, like I can cope with that. So I most definitely have seen the growth with my mental health and just overall as a person. Like I said, just the same mentality, like just trying to grow through all this, even through everything that's going on in the pandemic.
Hannah, can you expound on that? That's very interesting. You said that, the pandemic, it was really depressing for you. And I'm sure a lot of students, it was the same way. Can you tell us why, how so, and, what made you go see a therapist? Because, people at your age may not think it's, cool to see a therapist, but the fact that you did, can you elaborate on that more?
I think it's more so like when you know that you're not feeling like yourself. Like I used to be like really irrational, angry, sad, but like I experienced depression and I kind of knew that. And I think it was just time to like actually seek help, because when you're enclosed for weeks upon weeks just with your thoughts, it kind of gets harder. Or just like living in the pandemic, like not having a job or transitioning to virtual school, like you see the decline in your health. And I think I took the time out and was like, I don't want it to be like that. And not just even during the pandemic, but for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to ever experience like where I'm low and I don't know what to do, or I feel like I'm helpless. So I think just reevaluating that and knowing that I wanted more in life made me go seek out a therapist.
I like that. I like that. Uh, Jordan, can you tell us, kind of give us your side on things as well?
I say as for me, I would say that I'm more so of like a quiet person. So with the pandemic, it kind kind of helped me reach out to like students and the teacher as well, just to, get more help and stuff like that since we're not in person. So it made me get closer to my other classmates throughout my program, which has helped me get more resources that I can use after graduation. And kind of piggybacking off of what Hannah said, just like getting this depression throughout the pandemic and staying at home, whenever I felt that coming on to me, I would kind of like try to figure out what things does Jordan like to do to help me, bring my spirits back up. So whether there was, FaceTiming friends or painting or reading a book or just something, that would just uplift my spirits. So
Yeah, I mean, that's very interesting because the social interaction that you get with, with your other classmates and stuff like that, that helps with your mood, and not to be able to have that anymore. I'm sure it probably makes it very hard to continue on, do work, concentrate, uh, so uh, Jordan, I'm going to stay on you. Can you tell us, just about how you think your career outcomes have been affected by COVID, and are they still that way, or have they changed?
since I'm a public health major, I kind of feel like, COVID is our main concern right now. So I feel like there are going to be a lot of opportunities for me if I did decide to go that way. But as of right now, after graduation, I plan on going to school to be a speech therapist. So, I mean, I'm going to be hands-on anyway. So, whether that's, like I said, dealing with COVID or being an educator for younger children, I'm still going to be needed either way. So I feel like I'm going to still have an opportunity after everything.
I love it. I love it. Jayla, same question to you. Has it affected your career outcomes at all?
I would say likewise what Jordan said. We're in the healthcare field, so we're always needed somewhere. So I think more so, I would say shifting our mindset to where we will want to go, and being cautious of specific areas that we are interested in, and just being mindful of that, I would say has definitely been on the top of my mind.
Um, as we close out this category, if you ladies can tell me, at this point, where do you hope for the future in terms of, higher education, your university, where you're at right now? Do you want to continue doing the virtual thing? You think that's a good combination? Uh, you want to get back to school? Where do you go from here as it relates to COVID? Jayana, I can start from here. Start with you. What do you think the solution is, the moving forward, the future?
I feel like the solution is just once people get used to something, you don't want to take them out of their comfort zone. That's shifting. So I would say, hybrid as so, having the option for people to take online classes and those who need to be in person. I feel like just being open, like we have to be open. We're living in times that we never really lived in before. So, and then it's kind of some people are, like I said, it's hard to adjust to new things. So try to be mindful of everybody and,
Yeah, that makes sense. Hannah, do you agree?
I agree with Jayana. Like, there just needs to be some sort of flexibility because these are new and trying times. So some people might have adjusted to the online learning, some people haven't. And then you also have to be just lenient because of people's situations. Like during a time like this, anything could change. So I just think there needs to be that flexibility, and whatever works for students, they should have a choice.
Absolutely. Jayla, Jordan, do you want to give any last comments on this question?
I agree with Jayana and Hannah. Just basically everyone being flexible and just getting accustomed to whatever happens in the future. Because the world is always changing. So just to be able to find a good balance, I think, is what everyone needs. So
Makes sense. We're going to go to the next category, and that is being Black in higher education. As I mentioned before, you guys go to Southern Illinois University, which is in Edwardsville, which is predominantly a white institution. So there's not, it's like a handful of African Americans, right, from what I hear. So I'm going to start off with this question. What role do you think gender and race biases has played in your collegiate career? And I'm going to start off with Jayana.
I would say it just being a woman in general, we face a lot of adversity. Let me start off with that. A lot of doubt, a lot of you can't because of being a woman, you're not strong enough, you're not physically fit. Let's just start off with that. And being Black, it just adds on top of that. Being a Black woman is especially at a PWI is very challenging. I can say personally from my own personal experience, I have faced many adversity in certain classes, being that I am in the nursing program. It's been a lot of you can't, you're not, you don't have the right credentials. So it's been very hard. It's been very hard. We have to work 10 times harder than the next person.
Jayla, you're shaking your head. Have you experienced adversity being, at the university, in your department, pursuing your career as a Black woman?
Yes, I have. Like she said, in the nursing program, it's very challenging, especially being like one of the few Black nurses in the program is super hard. And like she said, we have that double standard on us at all times, like anytime we walk in the room, how we hold ourselves. So it's like we're always being watched. So we must make sure we uphold a certain standard and not let, other people down or ourselves down. And there's that stigma that always is behind us that kind of like makes us eerie in a way. And that we are like, I guess we have to continue to like not make a mistake in what we're doing. So it's very challenging for sure.
Hannah, same question to you.
I think my gender and race make my major and program just even more challenging than it already is. Like from interactions with professors or classmates, like it's always that doubt. Like a lot of my classes, I'm the only Black girl in there. Well, Black person alone, let alone Black woman. So it's like times where people don't want to work with you, or like people have any doubt about you when they want to work with you. So it's like they think that you're like secondary to them or don't know as much as them. So it just makes it challenging and also hard because you have to stand up to things like that for the other people to come after you. So it's kind of like that, like you don't want to just not say nothing or just not do anything about what's occurring. So it's like the challenge of like trying to get through my collegiate career while helping others as well.
Jordan?
I agree with them 100%, because it is race and gender. But what I try to do is take that negativity and turn it into a positive thing. Like, you think that I can't do this, so I'm going to show you that I can. And I'm going to exceed and excel in everything that I do. So that's why, I join all these other organizations and stuff like that. To show everybody, like, you don't have to be in that small box that everyone wants you to be in, but you can step outside of that and do everything that you go for and that you dream of. So.
I like it. I'm going to start with Jayla. What's your advice for incoming freshmen going to a PWI?
Wow. First advice, that's always a good question whenever you come into college. I would say, know yourself, have a good support system. And also, coming in, I was able to be a part of a Black organization called Fame and Game, which is for first year freshmen, for females and males. So I was able to have that support system of Black professors as well as peers with me when I first came into the institution. So I would say just continue to, be grounded in who you are and seek out those support systems to be able to help uplift your spirits and help keep you, safe or have a safe space in that area or in that college. So you're able to, hopefully move forward and not be deterred or broken down by the institution that you're in.
I like that. Jordan, can you piggyback off of that?
Yes, I would say like Jayla says stay true to yourself and also find your circle when you get there that are like-minded like you. At first, I went to SEMO, that's Southeast Missouri State University, and then I transferred to SIUE, and they were both PWIs. So I feel like joining different organizations that you can find, like-minded people or Black people that are on the same mission as you is something good to have throughout all 4 years. So, you all have that same idea what you want.
Jordan, I'm going to stay on you. So who is your support system then? And, how, who do you use to help you, get through where you're going to school at and all the challenges that you may face?
Well, first and foremost, I'll say my mom, my dad, and my sister. My parents, they are my number one supporters. And then I have a little sister who's looking up to me. So, that makes me want to stay on my toes at all times. National Association of Colored Women's Club have helped me. And then also Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated has also helped me step out of my comfort zone and be able to become a better woman that I am now. So, and they've helped me so far.
Jayana, what was your biggest challenge being at a PWI, and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge, I would say, for myself is accepting failure and never giving up on it. You have a lot of people, like as I said before, you have a lot of people who really don't believe in you. Like they expect for you to fail. They expect for you to give up. They expect for you to change your major from nursing to public health or to psychology or social work. They expect it. So, defeating the expected and overcoming obstacles.
Hannah, can you piggyback off of that? What was the biggest challenge you had, and how did you overcome it?
The biggest challenge I had was I think what Jayana said, overcoming that doubt that people have about you, because that's the biggest barrier between you and your success. Because you hear so much, you start to kind of think okay, maybe can I not be a doctor? Maybe am I not gonna finish college? Just those little doubts that are put in your mind. You have to overcome that, and not only overcome that for others, but for yourself, to prove to yourself, hey, I can do anything, and for others to come after you, anything that you put your mind up to, you can do it.
I like it. Jayla, can you say what has been, being a Black female, your biggest stressor? You say your biggest mental health stressor, and what advice do you have for others?
I would say my biggest mental health stressor is school for sure. Because nursing,
in general,
Jayana knows, nursing school is a lot of work. And like she said, pushing past that adversity has definitely been my number one priority, and not so much to prove others wrong. Of course, I would like to do that, but to prove myself and to know that I can do it myself, and knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do definitely keeps me grounded.
And who has been your support system?
My family.
As well.
That's my number one. Yes, my family. And then from a select few of the Black advisors here at the school that have been my support system since day one.
Jordan, has there, been, I know we talk a lot about just school in general and working as, going to school in general has been a mental health stress, but with just other colleagues, with other students, has that affected your mental health? Going to a PWI, has that social dynamic with other students of, a different race, has there been any interactions that have affected, your well-being and your mental health at school?
Honestly, not in a negative way. I think since I'm in my senior year, all of us are just ready to graduate. So we all have group chats, group meets, staying up late, helping one another, just trying to uplift each other just so we can get to the end goal. So it's been pretty good for me so far.
What about you, Hannah?
I have had quite a few negative experiences with my colleagues, and I mean, it's very trying on your mental health. Like I said, when you're in labs or just doing anything class and nobody wants to work with you, and it's obvious that you're the only Black kid in the class, and it's you feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, you have to realize like it's not your fault. And I think that just homes in on like taking proper care of your mental health and like, okay, yeah, this was a bad experience. It might have given me anxiety or made me feel upset, but learning how to properly cope with it and knowing like it's not your fault and you're like better than whatever they think about you for why they don't want to work with you or anything.
Jayana, also, can you elaborate on that? And what was your solution for that? You know, if there was any negativity, you know, being, you know, a Black student, you know, with your peers at a predominantly white institution, how did you overcome that? Or how do you continue to overcome it?
Honestly, I turned to, my ships, my sisters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, being Jordan and Hannah, one of them. I turn to them the most. I feel like when you are in a group of women who have the same mind as you and we are all experiencing the same thing, we can get through it together. So I most definitely turn to them. And of course, my mom, my boyfriend, and those who are surrounded by me.
I hear that a lot. Family is a, you know, a big part of that support system and maintaining your mental health. Ladies, I thank you all for, you know, participating in this, you know, this panel discussion and being so transparent about your schooling and kind of getting by being Black woman at a PWI, and also how COVID has impacted your education. Uh, uh, I think we have, I don't know if this was a question from Imani. My school have students uh, access to free weekly therapy. Black students didn't take advantage because of not being able to relate racially. Oh, okay. Do they offer therapy at your school?
They do offer therapy, and I know that they make you fill out this form asking, like, do you want a male or a female therapist, or do you know, like, what race would you be more comfortable with, so your sessions would be okay for you? Because I used to take those therapy sessions before, and I could relate to my therapist, and it helped a lot.
It helps a lot. And is that, you know, and that could be also part of the solution for, you know, African American students who are going to uh, colleges that where they, you know, where there's only a handful of African Americans, but you know, seeking therapy, having therapy sessions in the schools being offered. Uh, so that's good that the university does offer that. Go Jordan. All right. Well, ladies, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you again for participating in this panel discussion with Black Girl Health Foundation. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. I hope you guys, for all those who are watching this panel discussion, you know, learned about what others, students, young people are going through as, you know, they weather through this pandemic, and just being African American and how it's impacted their mental health and the solutions that they're taking to overcome it. So next up, don't switch over. We got more. So definitely stay with us as we for our next workshop on breastfeeding and maternal health. All right.
Hi, my name is Larissa Gilmer, and I'm with the National Institutes of Health All of Us Research Program. We are so happy to be a part of Minds Matter St. Louis as a partner of Black Girl Health Foundation. Do you ever wonder why some people get sick or stay healthy? Well, the All of Us Research Program helps researchers understand more about just that, why people get sick or stay healthy, particularly those who are consistently underrepresented in research, including ethnic and racial minorities, LGBTQI communities, people living in rural areas, and more. We want to be as inclusive as possible and give all people the opportunity to have a voice in health research. The program's goal is to advance precision medicine for everyone, which is a fancy way of saying healthcare tailored to an individual. Factors like where you live, what you do, and your family health history all play a role. By looking for patterns, researchers will learn more about what affects people's health. And this could help them develop better treatments and ways to prevent different diseases. Rather than using a cookie cutter or one-size-fits-all approach, precision medicine aims to improve health by taking into account individual differences in lifestyle, environment, and biological makeup. And with the rise of COVID-19, health research is more important than ever, and your participation in health research can really make a difference. Okay, I'd like to invite everyone to get out their phones and open up your camera or QR code reader. Please feel free to go ahead and scan the QR code that you see here. It will take you right to our website, www.joinallofus.org/connect, where you can learn more, find our support line, send an email, or start a chat, and even enroll if you're ready to join today. All of Us is one of the largest active data collection efforts out there, and it needs you to help improve the future of health for our communities. Don't miss out on your chance to help change the future of health for all of us. I'm going to hand it back to you, Portia. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hello, Marita. Marita, there's no audio. Can we turn on?
There we go. Sorry about that.
Now we're ready. Now we're ready. All right.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that. My name is Maritha Gums. I'm a fitness trainer and medical exercise specialist. And today I'm going to take you through a 45-minute workout that will require no equipment, just your body. Mat is helpful, or a rug, something to give you something to stand on you're not gonna slip on, right? So some traction and maybe a little cushion, okay? Exercise is just a great way to release stress. Exercise is great for your mental health. I can't tell you how much it's helped me through this pandemic. Just to be able to sweat, to breathe a little heavier, to move my body in different directions. It's something great to do no matter what you do. Any kind of movement, any kind of activity is just really beneficial to your mental health. So we're gonna go ahead and start moving here. As a warm up, let's go ahead and just do some big arm circles. We're gonna reach all the way up and back. And then we're gonna reach all the way forward. And we're gonna reach side to side here. And we're gonna do some hip circles. If you need to, you can hold on to something, okay? If you're having trouble with balance, okay? Either to the side of you or in front of you, okay? Those are options there. We're gonna do some quick quad stretches, okay? We're gonna alternate back and forth. All right. So next what I want you to do, you're going to go ahead and hinge from the hips. Okay, feel a nice stretch in those hamstrings. You can push side to side just a bit. Feel that in the hips. And then you want to go ahead and walk out. Let those hips drop. Okay, nice stretching those hip flexors. I'm just hovering over the floor here. Then you're going to go ahead and push up. Push those heels down. Get a nice stretch in those calves. Try not to walk back too far. Okay, so you can really feel that in the calves. You can also go ahead and pedal through. Okay, pushing, going, allowing you to stretch one calf at a time. And then you're going to go ahead and walk back. All right, we're just going to do this a few times here. And if you find yourself needing a little more stretch at one point of this, you can spend a little more time in that position. All right, let's get on our feet. Feet are just wider than the width of the hips. We're gonna unlock those knees, drive those hips back, come back up onto our toes, okay? So make sure you drive those hips back, okay? Focus on using those glutes, come up onto the toes. Boom, and up. Right in here, we wanna focus on using those glutes, driving those hips back, pushing through those heels, okay? We want to try not to topple over too much, okay? We want to keep that torso up a little bit taller. All right, and let's take out the calf raise, but we're gonna go ahead and squat and then reach up, okay? Squat, reach up, squat, reach up, squat, reach up, squat. All right, keep it going, keep it going. A few more of these here. All right, so next we're gonna do some lunges with some reverse flies. We're just gonna go ahead and open up and squeeze those shoulder blades together. I really like working on back strength because it helps improve our posture. And when we're sitting at a desk and we're hunched over and everybody tends to carry a lot of their stress in those upper traps. So if you can work on that posture and open up, that can kind of release a lot of that tension, okay? So what we're gonna do today, feet are gonna be hip width apart. You're gonna step back into a lunge. Make sure you're bending that back knee underneath the hip. You're gonna lean forward just a little bit. You're gonna open up your arms and squeeze those shoulder blades. You're gonna switch feet. Same thing on this side, okay? Back and forth here, okay? And even without the lunge, this is something great you can do when you've had a long day of studying, of working. You just need to kind of remind yourself to be mindful of your posture, okay? Here we go. All right, let's do some side lunges. So we're gonna do a side lunge with a knee drive. If you wanna make it a little more challenging for yourself, you can go ahead and do a hop, okay? If that's too much, You're here, drive up. Okay, if you're having trouble with the balance, you're here, and you step in, all right? So as always with any exercise, you always want to pay attention to your body. So if something's not feeling right, go ahead and slow it down, and I'll go ahead and try to keep helping you through modifications as well, okay? All right, here we go. So we're here and up. I'm gonna jump on this next one. There's 2, 3, let's do 15, 4, 5, you cut the reps, 6, that's okay. Again, pay attention to your bodies. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, one more, 15. All right, other side. Here we go. We still want to feel this in the glutes. We're going to feel a lot more in the glute med since we're moving laterally. So that's just the lateral part of the glute, okay? So you're also want to feel in the glute max, the very back of the glute. A little more of that glute med, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Keep driving those hips back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost there, 13, 14, one more, and 15. All right, excellent. So we're gonna go ahead and get in a plank position, okay? And we're gonna tuck those knees underneath the hips, one by one, okay? If you're having trouble with this, you can come all the way down to your hands and knees. Then you do opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping that core engaged, avoiding movement through the torso, okay? That's what's really important. You want to draw in from that belly button, keep a nice neutral spine. Okay. Keep it going, keep that core tight, make that core burn. You do not want to feel this in your lower back, okay? So make sure it's all abs, all in the abs. If you start feeling it in your lower back, go ahead and rest, okay? And we have that modification we can do as well. 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, back on your feet. Let's start that round again. We're gonna do those squats again. This time we're gonna squat, come up on those toes and reach up. Okay, so we're pinning it all together. Here we go. Reach up, and on your toes. All right, if you need to modify it, maybe cut out the calf raise, that's perfectly fine. Okay, you just want to focus on feeling those glutes. You don't have to go deep. It might just be a baby squat, that's perfectly fine. Just pay attention to your body. And also I want to note when you're doing your squats, try not to look up and strain your neck. Tilt your head down just a little bit, okay? Because neck pain definitely contributes to stress. So try to tuck that, tilt your head down just a little bit, all right? Use those glutes. Get those calves burning too, okay? Get that heart rate up. Get that sweat dripping. All right, let's go back to our lunges, okay, with the reverse flies. Feet are hip width apart. You're gonna step back into that lunge, open up, Squeeze those shoulder blades together. I'm just alternating back and forth here. Let's go for about 20 of these. Nice and easy. Pay attention to your body. Rest if you need to. Keep it going. Get a nice squeeze between those shoulder blades. And again, notice I'm tilting my head down. Okay, I'm not trying to look up. Okay. I'm keeping my neck in line with the rest of my spine. Ten seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we got those side lunges again. All right. So again, it can be a side lunge, and then you step in. It can be a side lunge with a knee drive. It can be a side lunge with a hop, okay? You choose. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, one more, 15. All right. Other side, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. All right, very good. Let's get back on the floor. We got those planks with the abducts. Here we go. Okay, and remember we got that modification too. We're on our hands and knees. Hands are right below the shoulders. Knees are right below the hips, just like a perfect tabletop. Keeping that core engaged, okay? One nice neutral spine. You want to feel this only in the abs. No lower back, just those abs. Ten seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Very good. Okay. So now, we're going to stand at the edge of your mat, okay? You're going to go ahead and walk out onto your hands, and you're going to do a push-up, and then you're going to walk back. And then what should we do at the top? Let's do a little hop, okay? If you can. If you can't do the hop, you're going to do a squat, all right? So I'm going to show you what this is going to look like. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and walk out. Push up, okay? Which also can be modified if you need to. You can come down onto your knees here. Push up, back up, walk back, okay? You can hop, or you can do another squat, okay? Completely up to you, all right? The main thing is that you pay attention to your body. All right, here we go. Let's get around 10 of these, okay? See what you do, see what you have. All right. See what you can do. Okay, we're doing these at our own pace. Let's get a few more in, if you can. All right, let's go ahead and rest. Grab some water if you need it. Nice deep breath. All right. This time, let's do a regular lunge with a pulse and a knee drive, okay? We're gonna count these. The way you're gonna do them, feet are hip width apart. You're gonna step back into a lunge. You're gonna pulse, stay low. 1, 2, drive up, okay? You really wanna focus on feeling that in the glute. If you're having trouble with the lunges, okay, you can always do squats instead. You can do a squat and then balance on one leg, squat, balance on the other leg, okay? So you definitely have options, okay? It's very important that you pay attention to your body. Don't feel like you have to do the hardest option, all right? The important thing is that you're moving and that you're doing your best, okay? All right, so here we go. I'm gonna count these out. We'll do 15 on one side, 15 on the other. Feel welcome to go ahead and cut those reps down if you need to, okay? All right, here we go. All right, we're doing double count pulse there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, one more, 15. All right, awesome. Whew, okay. Let's go ahead and get our heart rate up a little bit more. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and shuffle from side to side here. Okay, here we go. Those knees are slightly bent. Crouch down a little bit. Okay, so I'm still using those glutes. we go. Keep going. 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. On your back. All right. Legs up, 90 degrees. Arms up, straight up. Okay. Nice neutral spine. You're going to go ahead and crunch up. Extend one leg out. Rotate in the opposite direction. Bring it back in and down. Really important when you're doing this, okay? You want to make sure your spine stays neutral. And really your lower back. You want to make sure your lower back stays on the floor. Okay, so what you don't want to do is come up here, your leg goes up, and your back comes off the floor. Okay? So you want to be very mindful about drawing in from the belly button and lowering your leg as much as you can. Okay, that might mean you're up here, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, so just pay attention to your body and where you're at there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do 8 on one side and then 8 on the other. Okay, so here we go. Up, extend that opposite leg, rotate the other direction, opposite direction there. That's 1. Hand down. 2. And it's a small rotation, okay? 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Oh, I lied. Let's do the other side though, okay? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Let's do 2 more. 8. Whew, 1 more. 9. Whew. All right. Let's go ahead and flip it over. We got our push-ups again, okay? Push-ups and jumps. Again, pay attention to your own body. You can do a squat at the top. You can do nothing at the top, okay? Just come back up and go back down, all right? You can modify the push-up, go down to your knees, all right? Make it work for you. Here we go. We're going for about 10 reps, but do what you can. Keep pushing. You got this. You got this, Ken. Remember, you can modify it if you need to. Take a quick break. Squeeze in a few more. All right. Here we go. We're almost there. Whew. All right, there we go. Whew. All right, so we're gonna go back to those lunges. with the pulse and the knee drive. Remember, you can always modify to the squat. Okay, so remember I showed you guys this. You can squat to balance. All right, you could do a pulse, 1, 2, balance, 1, 2, balance, okay? You have options. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we're almost there, keep it going. 12, 13, 14, last one, 15. All right, other side, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, last one, make it count. That's 15. All right, side shuffle, here we go. Get that heart rate up. Okay, stay crouched down, drive those hips back. You're still using those glutes. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay? Even if you gotta slow it down, the important thing is that you keep moving. Okay? It might mean that you're just walking side to side. That's perfectly fine. Just stay moving. 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! All right, let's get on the floor. You're on your back. We got those rotations again. Okay, so remember, really important with these, you want to drive from that belly button. When you're lowering that leg, keep that core tight. Okay, keep that lower back flat on the floor. Very important. Okay, you do not want to feel this from your back. Remember, you can keep your leg up higher. All right, you don't have to extend all the way down if it doesn't work for you, okay? All right, here we go. One. We'll do 8 this time. 2. Here we go. 3. 4. 5. Remember, it's a small rotation. 6. 7. 8. Whew. All right, other side. Here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Woo. 7. Ugh. Here we go. We're almost there. Last one. 8. Woo. All right. Good work. I want you to get into a plank position. We're gonna do plank lifts, okay? Couple modifications for this as well, okay? Let me show you the main movement, okay? The more challenging one. You're gonna be here. You bring those hands underneath the shoulders. You come back down. You alternate what arm you bring yourself up with each time, okay? Which arm you start with, okay? Modification. You're here, on your knees. Same thing. Another modification is you can grab a step stool, preferably one that's not too high. A textbook would work great. And all you would do is you put the textbook in the middle, okay? And then you would go ahead and bring one hand on top of the book, the other hand on top of the book, and then both hands back out and onto the floor again, okay? If you have stairs, okay, you can do it with stairs. You're in front of the stairs, you lift up on top of the stair, and lift back down, okay? Again, pay attention to your body, pay attention to what you can do, okay? All right, here we go. And let's go for about 10 of these. Keep that core engaged. All right, go ahead and rest. Let's get on our feet. All right, so I want you to go to the corner of the wall or the end of a wall. You can also go on the inside of the door frame. You just need something that you can kind of hold on to a bit. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna hold on, you're gonna balance on one foot, okay? And you're gonna squat down, all right? Once you're in that squat, you're gonna reach out and back to the side. You're gonna reach straight back, and then you're gonna reach in back of that leg, and then drive up, okay? So I'm gonna start on my left. So I'm gonna focus on feeling this just in my left glute. I'm also gonna focus on keeping those hips forward, making sure they rotate. Especially when you're reaching out to the side, you wanna make sure those hips don't go with you, okay? You wanna keep those hips nice and square. All right, here we go. So we got, let's do 15 on one side and then 15 on the other. Here we go. So you tap with the other foot. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. Keep it going. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. Ten. 5 more. 11. 12. 13. We got 2 more. 14. 1 more. That's 15. All right. Other side. Here we go. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 9, 10, 11, few more here, 12, 13, 14, one more, last one. Whew, it's 15. All right. Let's jog in place. Jog in place. Here we go. Let's jog side to side. Let's go forward and back. Let's do high knees. Bring those knees up. Kick your bottom. Nice jog in place. Side to side. Forward and back. And high knees. Kick your bottom. Woo. 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna back it on the floor. Trying to wind down a little bit. So, face down. All right. Your face doesn't have to touch the mat. Okay, it can hover. All right. Arms at your sides. You're gonna go ahead and lift up. Okay, lift those arms up and back down. Okay, so you want to keep your legs straight. You want to use your glutes to lift your legs up. And you want to focus on using your lats to lift your arms up, okay? The lats are below the shoulder blades there, okay? So it's lower, middle part of your back. All right, so we're going to do 10 to 15 reps at your own pace, okay? Here we go. You should feel those glutes squeeze when you get up, okay? Again, keep your head tilted down. Don't try to look straight in front of you, but look down just a bit, okay? Look down at the floor in front of you, but not at the wall. Let's squeeze in a few more. All right. Let's get back into that plank. Okay, we're gonna do those plank lifts again. Remember, you have your modification options, okay? You can do these on your knees. You can go ahead and bring your hands up onto the stair, okay, or a stool or a textbook. All right, here we go. At your own pace, but go for about 10. Alternate which arm you use first every time. Squeeze in a few more. Go ahead and rest. Let's squeeze in these squats again, okay? All right, so you hold on. You can also hold on to the countertop, okay? Edge of a door, inside a doorway, okay? Find what works for you. All right, here we go. Drive back into that squat. 3-point touch. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. One more. 15. Other side. Here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 5 more. 11. Almost there. Make that glute burn. 12. 13. 14. One more. All right, that's 15. All right, let's get back on the floor. Wind it down with this last exercise, focusing on those lats, core, glutes, okay? Glutes are working to lift those legs up. Lats are working to lift the arms up, okay? Here we go. Just a few more here. All right. Whew. Hopefully you guys got some good sweat going. All right, you got your heart rate up. Thank you so much for joining me today. And enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was wonderful. Marita, where can people find you if they want to do online classes?
Absolutely. Thank you. So on fight2befitdc.com, that's fight, the number 2, the letter B, fit DC. I do offer 3 classes a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I would love to have you guys join me.
I know some people are already burned a sweat doing this here with you today. So good job. I'm so happy that you're part of our sisterhood as a Black Girl Health member. And until next time, see you later, girl.
All right. Bye. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, Marita. All right. I hope you guys are having fun. If you like what you're seeing, you're liking the workshops, please take time to do the evaluation. You'll see that in the comments. Fill out the survey. Let us know what you like, what we can improve on. We want to hear from you. Next up is breaking through to breastfeeding. So stay with us right after the break.
Hey, Nana. Yes, you, Mimi. The world has changed a lot in these past 2 years, hasn't it? Everything is done on a computer now, and I mean everything. From ordering groceries to paying a bill, and now, to even see your family, you have to go on a computer. What if I told you about a way to get better at using the internet, where you could connect with other women like you and learn how to find that recipe online that you saw on your favorite cooking show, or how to protect your identity and avoid getting scammed? It's called DigiLit, short for digital literacy, and it's an educational community that helps women who are seniors to better navigate the internet, make online purchases, and reconnect with friends and loved ones, taking you from the frustrated and lonely distant relative who is rarely seen to the tech-savvy and well-connected granny whom everyone loves.
Sometimes we need the extra encouragement. We need support, and Black Girl Health is a movement.
Oh, I love getting all the emails with the recipes and now the new workout videos that we get daily. I now get CrossFit videos right to my email. So that means that it holds me accountable and I have something to do every day.
I work out of Pies Fitness Yoga Studio, and so it just helps to bring more people into my class, know that I'm out there teaching yoga in the community.
Being a BGH member means connecting with other women, networking, and being a part of a movement.
I am Kim Nelson Wright, and I am Black Girl Health.
I'm Kimberly Perry, and I am Black Girl Health.
Sherelle Moore Tucker, and I am Black Girl Health.
Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. I hope everyone's weekend is going well so far. I am so excited to be a part of this Minds Matter event today, and I would just like to thank all of you for joining in on this workshop. A little bit about me. My name is Keandra Harris. I am a registered nurse, and I'm also an international board-certified lactation consultant. I started my career in nursing over 10 years ago. I first started working in a hospital at the bedside, and for the past 5 years, I've since moved over into the public health realm. I currently work as a director at a county health department. And during this time that I've been working in public health, I've had the opportunity to work in several different maternal child health programs. I've worked in programs such as APORS, which is a high-risk infant program, Better Birth Outcomes, which is a high-risk prenatal program, and programs such as Family Case Management and WIC. And while I was working in these maternal child health programs, and also through some of my own personal experiences, I became inspired to become an international board-certified lactation consultant to kind of help bridge some of the gaps that I was seeing and that I had learned about and that I had experienced in regard to Black women and breastfeeding. So today we will be talking about breastfeeding. And you may be wondering, how does breastfeeding and mental health tie in together? Like, how does those two connect? And I know a lot of times when we hear about the benefits of breastfeeding, we hear about all the great things that breastfeeding does for an infant's health. So people aren't always aware that there are also several psychological benefits for mothers with breastfeeding. So over the next 30 minutes or so, we will take a look at what breastfeeding is, kind of what's in the breast milk that makes it the perfect nutrition. We'll take a look at some statistics, breastfeeding rates, and kind of talk about why those rates lie where they are. And then we will dig into the benefits of breastfeeding and talk about how breastfeeding links to your mental health and emotional well-being. So breastfeeding is recommended to be the gold standard when it comes to infant feeding. And that is why two of the top leading health organizations recommends exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life. So the American Academy of Pediatrics, they recommend that infants be exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months with continued breastfeeding along with introducing complementary foods for at least 1 year or longer. And then the World Health Organization, they recommend exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months of age with continued breastfeeding and introducing those complementary foods up to 2 years of age or longer. Next slide. So what is in the human milk that makes it the complete nutrition for infants? Your breast milk was designed perfectly by your body for your baby, and it provides the baby with all the nutrients needed to foster healthy growth and development. So if we take a look at this slide, you'll see that there's water, there's carbohydrates, prebiotics, fats, vitamins, minerals, antibodies, hormones, there's enzymes, and also not listed on this slide, there are also proteins in breast milk. So of these components, the antibodies and the hormones and the enzymes, these actually can't be replicated. So you won't find those ingredients in the formula ever. So let's kind of go through some of these. So with the water, about 90% of breast milk is made up of water. And we know water is vital to human survival. The water in the breast milk helps to maintain the baby's hydration, helps to regulate body temperature, and helps to protect the organs. Breast milk has carbohydrates. The main carbohydrate in the breast milk is a milk sugar called lactose. Carbohydrates are like the preferred energy source for the brain. And then some of the carbohydrates that are found in breast milk act as prebiotics and help promote healthy bacteria, help fight off illnesses in the baby's intestines like infant diarrhea, and also helps to prevent infections from entering into the baby's bloodstream. And then there's lipids, which are also known as fats. Now, the fats only make up about 4% of breast milk, but these provide more than half of the calories that your baby receives from breast milk. Lipids are the major source of energy. They aid in the development of the baby's brain. They help with vision. They help with the baby's nervous system, and they're also responsible for the baby's weight gain. The proteins in breast milk help to build, strengthen, and repair the body's tissues. And then you've got vitamins, which help to support healthy skin, healthy eyes, healthy bones. Minerals help to build strong bones, produce red blood cells. They promote proper muscle and nerve functions. And the immunoglobulins, which are also called antibodies, these help to fight off infections and illnesses and diseases. The antibodies, they help coat the baby's lungs and the intestines, so kind of like sealing them off to prevent any germs from entering into the baby's bloodstream, into the body. And like I said before, the antibodies can't be replicated. And then there's hormones. The hormones influences growth and development, regulates the baby's appetite, sleep patterns, and influence the stress and pain responses. Enzymes that are found in breast milk, these have a variety of functions. Some of them help with digestion by breaking down fats or proteins, and then some of them help to provide immune support. Next slide. All right, so let's take a look at the statistics. When you look at the breastfeeding rates on this slide, you'll see that Black infants have the lowest breastfeeding rates when compared to other races. According to the CDC, 92.4% of Asian infants were ever breastfed, 85.3% of white non-Hispanic infants were ever breastfed, 85% of Hispanic infants were ever breastfed, and then 75.5% of Black non-Hispanic infants were ever breastfed. Now, what's troubling about these statistics is that Black infants and Black mothers have some of the highest risk of illnesses that breastfeeding helps to protect against. However, Black infants have the lowest rates of breastfeeding. And as an example, breastfeeding helps to protect against, helps to reduce the rates of breast cancer. And Black women have a 41% higher breast cancer mortality rate than white women. And then another example is that breastfeeding helps to protect against necrotizing enterocolitis. And that's a gastrointestinal infection that it kind of affects premature babies. So not only are Black infants at a higher risk for premature births, But the CDC had did a study where they showed that Black infants had 3.3 times the number of cases of necrotizing enterocolitis when compared with white infants, which all can be attributed to lower rates of exclusive breastfeeding and duration. Next slide. So as we've seen on the previous slide, that Black infants, Black women have the lowest rates of breastfeeding when compared with other races. But why is that? And that's a really multi-layer answer to that as to why. There are many disparities that contribute to the lower breastfeeding initiation rates. And listed on this slide are just a small number of things that affect Black women in breastfeeding. There's implicit bias, like there's a widespread belief out there that Black mothers prefer to formula feed over breastfeeding. And there are medical providers that make assumptions that Black mothers aren't interested in breastfeeding, which leads to Black mothers being less likely to receive education, information, and resources surrounding breastfeeding. And then this leads to a lack of education, and then growing up in environments where breastfeeding isn't a common practice. Now, I remember when I had my first son, and I was like the first person in my family to ever breastfeed. My mom never breastfed. She told me that when she had me, no one ever talked to her about breastfeeding. The hospital staff didn't ask her if she wanted to breastfeed. She said she was just prescribed a pill to help dry her milk up and fed me formula. And she said she never even thought twice about it. And I think about the way that I learned about breastfeeding. It wasn't through family. I didn't watch people breastfeed. I didn't know much about breastfeeding until I was going through nursing school in college during an OB rotation. And then I remember one day I had went, after I had my son, we had went to visit one of my older cousins. And during the course of this visit, of course, my son gets hungry. And so I'm pretty comfortable with her. She's comfortable with me. So I breastfed him right there. And her daughter, my little cousin, she was maybe around 8 or 9 at the time. She comes up to me and she's like, "Ew, what is he doing?" And I'm like, "He's eating." And she's like, "Ew, why you feeding him like that? He's supposed to be drinking from a bottle." And it hit me right there that she's never seen anyone breastfeed before. So if you weren't ever breastfed and you don't know anyone around you who breastfeeds, how do you know this is something that you can do? And then when you have healthcare providers who have this implicit bias and Black women aren't going to breastfeed, they don't give you the information or the resources. And then you have other things that affect the Black breastfeeding rate, which is employment. The lack of support surrounding breastfeeding at work is an issue for a lot of Black women. A lot of Black women work jobs where they don't allow them to have paid time off. There's no maternity leave. The job doesn't pay that much, so they're working 2 and 3 jobs, or the jobs just don't have the appropriate accommodations to support breastfeeding, or they don't adhere to the breastfeeding labor laws. And then another issue is that there's a lack of representation among providers who can help women with breastfeeding, which is one of the reasons why I became inspired to become an international board certified lactation consultant. We need more Black lactation consultants, more Black doulas, Black healthcare providers to help combat the structural racism and the implicit bias surrounding Black women in breastfeeding. And there's even historical things that still impacts the breastfeeding rates today. The psychological trauma enslaved Black women endured still cuts deep and persists today. During slavery, enslaved Black mothers were forced to breastfeed their slave owners' babies, something called wet nursing. And while they were being forced to breastfeed another baby, oftentimes they were left without enough milk to feed their own baby, or they had to give their babies a mixture of cow's milk and dirty water, which sometimes led to the death of their infant. And there were also times where a white slave owner would go to another plantation. If they didn't have a nursing mother on their plantation that they needed, they would go to another plantation and purchase a nursing mother. And then that mother was forced to leave her baby behind forever. So when we talk about the lower breastfeeding rates, we have to understand that there's a lot of things and a lot of layers that surrounding that. Next slide. All right, so this slide shows some of the benefits of breastfeeding. And as I stated earlier, Black infants and Black mothers have some of the highest risk for some of these health conditions. For babies, some of the benefits of breastfeeding include a lower risk of ear infections. You've got lower risk of respiratory infections, asthma. Breastfeeding reduces the rates of SIDS, gastrointestinal infections, lowers the incidences of obesity and type 1 diabetes. And as mentioned earlier, it lowers the risk of necrotizing enterocolitis, which affects preterm babies. And then for mothers, some of the benefits of breastfeeding include a lower risk of type 2 diabetes, lower risk of high blood pressure, reduced risk of breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And then what we'll focus on today, there are several different psychological benefits of breastfeeding for mothers, such as reduced risk of postpartum depression, improved sleep, reduced stress, and emotional bonding with your baby. Next slide. All right, so throughout your pregnancy and after delivering your baby, you may feel some sadness from time to time, and it usually passes in a couple days or so. And this is pretty normal. Oftentimes, women experience what we call baby blues after having a baby. And baby blues is a term to just describe those emotions that women feel after they have a baby, such as sadness, worry, and tiredness. And baby blues typically go away within 2 weeks without the need of any kind of treatment. However, whenever you start to experience sadness, anxiety, and it's lasting for weeks and months on times, it's starting to affect your day-to-day movements, you may be looking at postpartum depression. And listed here are some symptoms associated with postpartum depression. So feeling angry, withdrawing from your loved ones, crying more than usual, worrying and feeling super anxious, doubting your ability to care for your baby, and thoughts of harming yourself or your baby. And the CDC has done some research that showed about 1 in 8 women experience symptoms of postpartum depression. However, like many other things, Black women are at a much higher risk for postpartum depression. Next slide. So where does breastfeeding fit into this? Now, there's growing evidence showing links between breastfeeding and postpartum depression. And there's a depression screening tool out there that providers use called the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale. And this tool helps to detect mothers suffering from postpartum depression. It's a 10-question survey, and it asks mothers questions that they need to answer based on how they've been feeling in the past 7 days. Now, one research study showed that breastfeeding mothers had lower scores on the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale at 2 and 4 months postpartum, and that breastfeeding mothers were less likely to be diagnosed with postpartum depression at 4 months postpartum. Another study was conducted, and it used the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale as well, but this study screened mothers who already had depression during their pregnancy. They found that at 3 months postpartum, women who had already had depression during the pregnancy and were exclusively breastfeeding, these mothers showed fewer signs of depressive symptoms and had lower rates of depression at 3 and 6 months postpartum when they compared it to mothers who had depression during their pregnancy and were not exclusively breastfeeding. And it's believed by the researchers that exclusive breastfeeding has an antidepressant influence and may decrease the risk of women's postpartum depression. There's a research article written by Kendall, Tackett, Kong, and Hale. And in this article, they kind of described how for some mothers who are already suffering from depression, breastfeeding provides a way for her to cope with her depression. They quoted a mother who said, "When my first was born, I was completely overwhelmed, and the feeling of being her primary caregiver. I had no family or friends in the area, and my husband had to go back to work when she was 5 days old. I had panic attacks and felt like there was no way I was going to be the kind of parent she deserved. Breastfeeding was going well, though, and it was often the only thing that I felt I was doing right." Now, it is important to note that breastfeeding typically has a positive influence on depression when breastfeeding is going well. So there was a study that showed that women who stopped breastfeeding early, those were correlated with higher depression scores. And when they further looked into it, it showed that this correlation was only present in mothers who stopped breastfeeding due to having physical difficulty or pain while breastfeeding. And this is why it's very important to make sure that you have support and for providers to understand why mothers stop breastfeeding early. And that's so that they can help to provide resources and education and help women continue and meet their breastfeeding goals. According to the CDC, 60% of mothers do not breastfeed for as long as they intend to. And these mothers stop breastfeeding early for various reasons, either unsupportive hospital practices and policies, concerns that mothers have regarding medications that they're taking while breastfeeding, lack of parental leave and unsupportive work policies, and lack of support from family, cultural norms, latching and lactation issues, and concerns about the baby's weight gain. Next slide. All right, so breastfeeding has an impact on your mood and your stress. Oxytocin is a hormone that has many different functions in our body, but it plays a significant role in breastfeeding. Oxytocin is known as the breastfeeding hormone, the feel-good hormone, the love hormone, and that's because it increases relaxation, it lowers blood pressure, lowers stress, and is involved in bonding, love, and trust. Whenever your baby latches on to breastfeed, the stimulation from your breasts and your nipples causes the nerve cells to send signals up to your brain to release oxytocin, which then triggers your body to release the milk, called a letdown. As your baby continues to breastfeed, more oxytocin is released. Sometimes this release of oxytocin can make you feel relaxed and happy, and also sleepy. Sometimes when I used to breastfeed my children, when they latched on and I started to breastfeed, I would have like this overwhelming need for a nap. Like, you know, when you eat a good meal and your food is digested and your eyes is getting heavy, that's exactly what it used to feel like for me whenever I would breastfeed them. And it's because the oxytocin really helps to put you in a relaxed mood. Also, whenever you breastfeed, that release of oxytocin can help build a strong emotional bond with your baby. They call it the love hormone because oxytocin is responsible for all of those feelings of love that you get and that desire that you have to nurture your baby. And when you breastfeed, that skin-to-skin contact you have with your baby helps to produce more oxytocin for both you and the baby, fostering that strong connection. Next slide. All right. So in an article written in Kroll and Grossman, they talked about different research that shows that breastfeeding has a beneficial effect on a mother's mood. It reduces stress. It has a positive effect on the mother-infant relationship. And they talked about different researches. A positive effect that they had on the mother-infant attachment, and it reduces postpartum depression as well. And all of this is in response to oxytocin. So they discussed in this research about how it was demonstrated that positive effects of breastfeeding on the mother-infant bond. They talked about the research that has shown that mothers who breastfeed their babies tend to touch them more, they're more responsive to their infants, and they spend more time gazing with one another than mothers who bottle feed. And there's even been brain imaging work that's shown evidence of a positive mother-baby relationship due to breastfeeding. So there was this MRI study done that showed when listening to their babies crying, exclusive breastfeeding mothers showed greater brain activity in the limbic brain region, which is part of the brain that's involved with our emotions, as compared with exclusive formula feeding mothers, which suggests that there is greater involvement in the emotional brain systems in breastfeeding mothers. Next slide. All right, so this is actually one of my closest friends. Her name is Jasmine. So she's got 5 children, and she's breastfed all of them to varying degrees. She always speaks about the love she has for breastfeeding. For her, breastfeeding is more than just a way to provide nutrition to her children. She enjoys the connection and the bond that she feels when she breastfeeds her baby. And I asked her to describe her current breastfeeding experience, and this is what she said. Breastfeeding has definitely bonded my children and I during their infancy. However, with my 5th child, we are almost 7 months into our journey, and this has been the most rewarding yet. This was the first time in my life that I realized I was battling postpartum depression. For 6 months, I have been my son's entire source of nutrition. It makes me feel loved and needed. The way his face lights up with joy when he sees me is unexplainable. While I have introduced solids this month, we still feed directly from the breast. With 5 children on the go it has made life so much easier. I love not having to take bottles or extra items with me. I love not having to get up in the middle of the night to prepare bottles. My son is exceeding his milestones, and I feel he's the healthiest baby I've had yet. And I think it's because he's the one who was exclusively breastfed the longest before anything else was introduced. All right, next slide. Okay, let's get into this improved sleep. So when you have a baby, one thing for sure that will change is the amount of sleep you're getting. And did you know that the total amount of sleep you're getting, how long it takes you to fall asleep at night, and any daytime fatigue that you're experiencing all can contribute to postpartum depression? In an article written by Kendall Tackett, Kong, and Hale, they discussed several different studies that were conducted that show that mothers who were depressed took longer to fall asleep at night. They slept for shorter durations of times. They had poorer sleep efficiency, and they also experienced more daytime dysfunction when compared with mothers who weren't experiencing depression. And then they also conducted a survey, and they gathered information from 6,410 different mothers who spanned across 59 different countries. And the results from this survey showed that mothers who exclusively breastfed babies reported that they were getting more sleep at night, and that it took them less time to fall asleep. And then these exclusively breastfeeding mothers also reported more daily energy, and they reported lower rates of depression than those mothers who were formula feeding or did a mixed feeding. And then there's also been research that shows that parents of breastfeeding babies, they slept an average of 40 to 45 minutes more at night than parents of formula-fed babies. And also, the formula-fed babies' parents reported more sleep disturbances than parents of exclusively breastfed babies. And I remember when I had my first son, in the beginning, we had some breastfeeding issues because he had a tongue tie. So at the time, I was mostly pumping his milk, and I was also giving him formula. And in the middle of the night, I was getting up to make bottles and getting up to pump milk, getting up to feed him. And all of this contributed to a lot of lost sleep. Then after 5 weeks, because I wasn't pumping enough throughout the night, because I was completely exhausted, I ended up with something called mastitis, which is a breast tissue infection usually due to backed up milk in part of the breast. So I went to my OB because at the time I didn't have a primary care provider. So make sure you have a primary care provider. But I was fortunate to have this amazing Black OB at the time, Dr. Jacqueline Turner. And she told me in order to clear up this mastitis faster, I was going to need to latch the baby back on. But she encouraged me to look up sideline breastfeeding positions so that I could lay down while I was feeding him. Because when I had the mastitis, I felt like I had like a terrible flu. Now, at the time, I hadn't latched him on in about 5 weeks since we left the hospital. And they had actually corrected his tongue tie in the hospital, but I was still too afraid to latch him on because I would just keep remembering what it felt like when he had the tongue tie. And it felt like razor sharp teeth just latching onto my breast. So I pumped. And then I started slacking due to exhaustion and ended up with the mastitis. So anyway, I go home. And after this visit with my OB, and I'm Googling how to lay down and breastfeed. And I found some pictures and videos, and I took a look at my son, and I was like, okay, we're going to try this again. And I got him latched back on while laying down on the couch, and I instantly thought to myself, like, okay, I can do this. Before I had visited my OB, I had no idea that I could lay down and breastfeed. And from that day, I would say I definitely got more sleep. We exclusively breastfed after that day. And then at night, instead of having to get out the bed and fix a bottle and pump, I was able to just roll over, grab him out his bassinet, latch him on. I barely even had to open my eyes. And during the day, I was able to lay on the couch and rest while feeding him. So for me, I can attest that my sleep and my rest time improved drastically. Next slide. All right, so breastfeeding is a very natural process, but many mothers still need help and support to ensure that breastfeeding is going well, because there's kind of like a fine line, because when breastfeeding is not going well and when there's issues with latching or lack of support, pain, concerns about the baby's weight gains, all of these can hinder the breastfeeding experience, and it can actually contribute to stress and anxiety and depression. So it's very important that you have a strong support system and know where to get your resources to help guide you through your breastfeeding journey. Because the fact of the matter is, breastfeeding is not always easy, and oftentimes we need help or support. So it's important to know who can help. And on this slide, it's listed people and places that can help you with breastfeeding. So an international board certified lactation consultant, they provide expert breastfeeding education and support. Now, in order to become an IBCLC, you have to have a medical or health related background. You have to have breastfeeding specific education and clinical experience and pass a rigorous exam. So IBCLCs offer a high level of knowledge and skill in the breastfeeding support. And a certified lactation counselor, they also get training as well. Typically, they go through a 1-week training course, and they teach about breastfeeding, and they can help with basic breastfeeding questions and issues. If you're eligible for the WIC program, because it is an income-based program, the WIC program is a food and nutrition counseling program, and they offer breastfeeding education and support. Typically, WIC has breastfeeding staff, and they have breastfeeding peer counselors or a designated breastfeeding expert who can assist mothers with normal breastfeeding and challenges. WIC also offers you an enhanced breastfeeding food package. They can assist you with pumps and other supplies that you may need. A doula. A doula is professionally trained to provide families with emotional, physical, and informational support during their pregnancy, labor, birth, and postpartum. And doulas who are trained in breastfeeding can help you learn how to breastfeed. If you're searching hospitals, if you're pregnant, searching hospitals, baby-friendly hospitals, they provide support for breastfeeding mothers by keeping mom and baby together throughout the hospital stay. And then they provide you and connect you with support after leaving the hospital. Now, even if you don't have a baby-friendly hospital near you, you can look for hospitals that have policies to support breastfeeding, things like rooming in, encouraging skin-to-skin contact right after birth. And then your family, your friends, and your partner. These are all great people that can help provide you support, provide you with encouragement. If you've got any family or friends who have previously breastfed, they can offer tips to help you, offer you encouragement. Your partners, they can be a great support by providing encouragement, comfort. They can bring you snacks and water, because breastfeeding can make you very hungry. And they can just help to make sure that you're resting as much as possible. Next slide. All right, so at the end of last year, I started a company called Melanated Milk, and it's still in its very early infancy stages. However, my vision for this company is to help to increase the number of Black women breastfeeding, help to be a resource to provide education and tools to support and help Black women breastfeed for as long as they desire. And then I also want to be able to help provide financial assistance to support more Black women becoming certified lactation consultants and international board certified lactation consultants. So listed here is my website. If you visit it, www.melanatedmilk.com. There isn't much on there yet, but just stick with me, because I have a vision to help Black women be their best breastfeeding selves. And if you want to reach out to me, I can be reached by email at melanatedmilk@gmail.com, or you can reach me via Facebook or Instagram at melanatedmilk. You can send me any breastfeeding questions, any stories, pictures, feedback from this presentation, or you could just shoot me a quick email to let me know you were listening. But yeah, so I want to thank you all once again for joining in on this workshop. I hope you guys learned something. the
Yeah,
day before.
I sure did. You know, the link between postpartum depression and and breastfeeding, and how not breastfeeding long enough can
Mhm.
lead to depression. And I
Yes.
think that was the case with me because I stopped breastfeeding at 6 months.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, and I had a little depression as well. So, you know, that was very interesting to hear that from you.
Yes, yes, definitely. A lot of people don't realize that and make that connection. So
Absolutely. Kendra, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Now we're getting down to the last workshop. So please remember to fill out the evaluation form. Tell us what you like, what workshops you like. Tell us how we can improve because we want to continue doing this. Again, I'd like to continue to thank, you know, our sponsors, the St. Louis Library. I would also like to thank the National Library of Medicine and All of Us Research Program making these workshops possible. So please, if you want to join our sisterhood, go to membership.blackgirlhealth.com. Again, it's membership.blackgirlhealth.com. So stay with us. Next up is body, mind, and spine, how chiropractic care can help your mental health. Next.
Sometimes we need the extra encouragement. We need support, and Black Girl Health is a movement.
Oh, I love getting all the emails with the recipes and now the new workout videos that we get daily. I now get CrossFit videos right to my email. So that means that it holds me accountable and I have something to do every day.
I work out of Pies Fitness Yoga Studio, and so it just helps to bring more people into my class, know that I'm out there teaching yoga in the community.
Being a BJH member means connecting with other women, networking, and being a part of a movement.
I am Kim Nelson Wright, and I am Black Girl Health.
I'm Kimberly Perry, and I am Black Girl Health.
Sherelle Moore Tucker, and I am Black Girl Health.
Welcome back. My name is Dr. Lauren Penn. I am the doctor of chiropractic. I would like to tell you some information about how chiropractic can help your mental health. Next slide, please. Next slide. Chiropractic is a system that helps people connect their mind and their body to work more efficiently. The nervous system helps tell the body to do basically everything. So whatever you think or whatever you're telling your body to do, move here, move there, pick your foot up, put your foot down. That's what chiropractic does. The misalignments of the joints, especially any of those in the spinal column, will cause you to have some decrease in nervous input. And with mental health, that doesn't seem like, it may not seem it goes together, but mental health refers to the cognitive behavior and the emotional well-being. So what chiropractic does, it helps the body function on all signals. When the body is aligned from a chiropractic adjustment, it helps release the proper hormones that are needed for you to feel good. So the boost hormones, dopamine,
Dr. Lauren, so
oxytocin, serotonin, and etc.
I'm
Those
going to jump
hormones
in here.
help your
I'm
body
going to jump in
heal
here
itself
because
and
we're
also
having some technical difficulties in hearing Dr. Lauren. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to break and then we're going to come back and hopefully we can hear Dr. Lauren a little bit better.
Hi, my name is Larissa Gilmer, and I'm with the National Institutes of Health All of Us Research Program. We are so happy to be a part of Minds Matter St. Louis as a partner of Black Girl Health Foundation. Do you ever wonder why some people get sick or stay healthy? Well, the All of Us Research Program helps researchers understand more about just that, why people get sick or stay healthy, particularly those who are consistently underrepresented in research, including ethnic and racial minorities, LGBTQI communities, people living in rural areas, and more. We want to be as inclusive as possible and give all people the opportunity to have a voice in health research. The program's goal is to advance precision medicine for everyone, which is a fancy way of saying healthcare tailored to an individual. Factors like where you live, what you do, and your family health history all play a role. By looking for patterns, researchers will learn more about what affects people's health. And this could help them develop better treatments and ways to prevent different diseases. Rather than using a cookie cutter or one-size-fits-all approach, precision medicine aims to improve health by taking into account individual differences in lifestyle, environment, and biological makeup. And with the rise of COVID-19, health research is more important than ever, and your participation in health research can really make a difference. Okay. I'd like to invite everyone to get out their phones and open up your camera or QR code reader. Please feel free to go ahead and scan the QR code that you see here. It will take you right to our website, www.joinallofus.org/connect, where you can learn more, find our support line, send an email, or start a chat, and even enroll if you're ready to join today. All of Us is one of the largest active data collection efforts out there, and it needs you to help improve the future of health for our communities. Don't miss out on your chance to help change the future of health for all of us. I'm going to hand it back to you, Portia. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hey, Nana. Yes, you, Mimi. The world has changed a lot in these past 2 years, hasn't it? Everything is done on a computer now, and I mean everything. From ordering groceries to paying a bill, and now, to even see your family, you have to go on a computer. What if I told you about a way to get better at using the internet, where you could connect with other women like you and learn how to find that recipe online that you saw on your favorite cooking show, or how to protect your identity and avoid getting scammed? It's called DigiLit, short for digital literacy, and it's an educational community that helps women who are seniors to better navigate the internet, make online purchases, and reconnect with friends and loved ones, taking you from the frustrated and lonely distant relative who is rarely seen to the tech-savvy and well-connected granny whom everyone loves.
Sometimes we need the extra encouragement, we need support, and Black Girl Health is a movement.
Oh, I love getting all the emails with the recipes and now the new workout videos that we get daily. I now get CrossFit videos right to my email. So that means that it holds me accountable and I have something to do every day.
I work out of Pies Fitness Yoga Studio, and so it just helps to bring more people into my class, know that I'm out there teaching yoga in the community.
Being a BGH member means connecting with other women, networking, and being a part of a movement.
I am Kim Nelson Wright, and I am Black Girl Health.
I'm Kimberly Perry, and I am Black Girl Health.
Sherelle Moore Tucker, and I am Black Girl Health.
All right, we're going to hand it to Dr. Lauren and see if those technical issues have been worked out. So let's pull up. Hi, Dr. Lauren. Let's see what we have here.
Hi.
Okay, it's still kind of okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't see you really, and I don't know if we can really hear you.
You can't see me?
No, we can't see you. The screen has frozen. But hopefully we can. Dr. Lauren, I don't think we can take you. I don't think we can take you. I don't even know. Can you hear me right now?
I can hear you perfectly. I'm trying to see if I can link up on the.
You know what we can do is, won't we try to go through your slides? I know you have a presentation, and let's see if we can kind of go through your slides, but we just won't show you because I don't think, but maybe we can hear you and hear you talk. So if we can pull up your slides and see if we can kind of hear you okay. And then if we can go through your slides, then I know you have some really important information about chiropractor health and how it can really help your mental. So let's see if we can go through it without showing you and just showing your slides.
Can you see me?
I'm going to let you go ahead.
I'm on the phone. Can you see me? I connected on the phone.
I can see you, but I can barely see you, but I can't really hear you. Or see you at this point.
Okay.
Okay, it's like really bad now. All right, so I think we're just gonna, Dr. Lauren?
Yes.
I think we're gonna have to wrap up this presentation. Unfortunately, we can't hear you or very well, and can't really see you either. So I'm just gonna wrap it up. So. Oh, Dr. Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, that's much better. So let's try this. If we can pull up your screens. Okay. Dr. Lauren, if you can take it, I think this is much better. We can see you.
Okay. Give me 1 second, please. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Penn. I am a doctor of chiropractic. I've been a chiropractor for 4 years, but during the course of being a chiropractor, especially in the last 2 years, I've noticed that the mental health has become a very prominent issue. And so a lot of the patients that I see are starting to show that they're having some mental issues with just the amount of stress that has been taken place over the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, we had the COVID. So I want to touch a little bit on how chiropractic can help. The connection between the connection between chiropractic care and mental health. A chiropractor will use strategies and manipulations and rely and realign the spine, and the result is a resulting taking care of nervous pressure that has been applied to the nerve, which interferes with how the spine and how the body connects with the brain. And when that pressure is relieved from a chiropractic adjustment, it also helps with mental clarity, because the hormones that are released in order for individuals to get those hormones that will help heal the body. Like I had said earlier, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, different hormones like that help improve the body to heal itself. But it also gives us a feeling of feeling really great. It's like when you're able to hug somebody that you love, if you're hugging your dog, or you have something that you really enjoy and it really helps lift your spirit up. That is the same type of release that happens. The hormones are released when a chiropractic adjustment is made. Next slide, please. The limbic system in the body is the body that helps us determine if we're in fight and flight, or if we are in what we say rest and digest, when we know that we're not in danger. And so part of the limbic system helps us determine that we're happy, we're in a safe place, or it helps us determine that we are in a place of danger. When the amygdala determines that we're in a place of danger, then it starts to send symbols of fight and flight to our brain, and the brain begins to determine if we need to chase the bear or if we don't need to chase the bear. And the other part of the limbic system that helps us is the hippocampus. It determines where our happy places are. So when those two things are often in battle with themselves. And what the chiropractic adjustment allows is the amygdala to calm down, so that the body can begin being in a safe place. And that is, once again, how the chiropractic adjustment begins to help, because it takes us out of fight and flight and it puts us in a very safe place. And when we're in a safe place, we can think well. When we're in a safe place, we're not mentally stressed and our mental capacity becomes better. The nervous system, I'm on the next slide, please. The nervous system is what chiropractic care is about. So when we're talking about how it affects our mental health, because the nervous system is our brain and our spinal cord, then it is a direct effect of how our body is able to manage stress and to manage depression, to manage difficulties or how we are able to succeed in overstress, anxiety, and different difficulties. So chiropractic care, believe it or not, deals with maximizing the health of the nervous system. And recent studies remark on the improvement of the autonomic system and the chiropractic care, because by removing nerve interference or allowing the body to process the right hormones, the right nervous connection from the body to the brain or from the brain to the body, then it allows for regulation of the sympathetic nerves, which control our fight and flight mechanism of our brain, by allowing for better control of those mechanisms. People therefore have a better timing management of their mental stress or any types of stresses in their body. There is a very misnomer of the term good stress. When the body is stressed, it doesn't know the difference. It's like when we are mentally fatigued or when we're physically fatigued, the body only knows that we are fatigued or if we're stressed. So it still sends out the same hormones that allow us to go into fight and flight. If you exercise too much, or if you have a lot of mental stress from work, the body doesn't really know the difference. So the importance of having your nervous system cared for through chiropractic care becomes very important. D.D. Palmer was the first to discover that insanity was caused by displacement of the cervical nerve, and that by removing that interference, he really helped that patient because of the amount of pain he was in. Next slide, please. So when we talk about depression, it's one of the most common mental health illnesses, and it could be caused from a chemical imbalance in the brain and may lead to serious health conditions if they are not treated properly. Anxiety is another very common mental health illness, as we like to describe it.
But what I always tell people in my practice, that if your body is in pain, then you will be anxious. And if you're anxious over time, you could find yourself falling into depression. When those things begin to happen, you begin to lose sleep, you have tension, you have stiffness, migraines, headaches, and you just have an imbalance in your body. So when those imbalances begin to happen, we begin to lose mental clarity, not eating properly, not having the right nutrition. And when we don't have those, what begins to happen is that we do fall into these mental conditions that alter how our overall performance is every day. So self-care becomes very important. And when I talk about self-care, I talk about how caring for yourself appropriately, getting exercise, eating the right foods, getting the right vitamins, getting the right minerals in your body, having your body adjusted so that your nervous system is working at 100% can eliminate or decrease the amounts of pain and anxiety a person has in their body. Chiropractic can eliminate pain. And when pain is eliminated, then you will eliminate anxiety, and you will eliminate the possibilities of having depression. And so when consulting a chiropractor, you should also let them know what types of things are happening to include anxiety, pain, and depression, because that may not seem like a chiropractor could help in that fashion. But if the chiropractic adjustment helps release positive hormones, not having a chiropractic adjustment can release the hormones that make you think that you're in fight and flight because your body is in pain. And it also will reduce the amount of soreness and inflammation in your body. So with that being said, when the body has inflammation, then it causes pain. And when it causes pain, it causes anxiety, it causes depression. Next slide, please. So as we had talked about before, when a person is in chronic pain in their daily life, that their mental capacity begins to decrease. And with the way that medicine is going now, especially having things on telemedicine, everything has really turned to being online. The absence of having a person actually touch your body so that your body can release those hormones for your body to heal begins to be a lack of how people integrate chiropractic into their wellness program. So as patients come in, as I've seen patients come in and they've complained that they've had back pain or they've had leg pain or they've had pain for over 20 years, when we get them out of pain, then they notice that they're taking less of their medicine. They're realizing that their body is in less pain and their anxiety has gone down. When they realize that their body is in less pain, they recognize that they're not as depressed. They're beginning to integrate their life with their family, with their friends. They're able to do things that they had wanted to do before. They resume exercising, which also releases those hormones and those neurotransmitters that help with being happy and healing your body. So overall, when I see these types of patients, I'm teaching them about how to get their body out of pain, I notice a whole change of life, and their quality of life appreciates. They're not depressed anymore. I have had patients in my office who've had headaches for 7 years. I mean, they've had headaches since they were 7 years old. And when we diagnosed what the problem was, some of it was stress. A lot of it was a stressful situation, but some of it was nutritional problems. And some of them were actual physical problems in their body. So we've taken care of all three components. And now that person is running their half marathons, they're doing their biking like they wanted to, and they're actually seeing overall success in their mental capacity of being out of pain, being out of anxiety, and as well as being able to help people in a direction of recommending books, because that's something that I do in my practice also, to help with their mental capacity, or referring them to a therapist that would help their mental capacity. I've had a patient come in. She had a really hard time during COVID. She had 5 people die in 1 year. Her husband died, and she thought it was her pillow. And so I was like, no, your pillow is not the cause of this, but the cause of this is oftentimes all of that stress that you had building up. And I really think that you should go and see a therapist. And she actually seen the therapist, and with chiropractic care was able to get out of the pain that she had been in. So I would like to thank you for having me on this really special event, because I think that Black girl health is very important. And I think that's one thing that we are sometimes don't give way to. My name is Dr. Penn. You can reach me on Pinpoint Chiropractic on Facebook. You can also reach me on Instagram. And if you're interested, you can find me on www.pinpointchirowix.com. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you guys have a great day. If you have any questions, please email me. My email address is pinpointchiro@gmail.com, and I hope this was very helpful for you.
Dr. Lauren, thank you so much. So glad we got over those technical difficulties and you were able to present, because it's so important that we give all the resources able to, help people balance their mental health and, have some mental stability in life. And I don't think people understand the importance of chiropractic care and actually how it does help balance your mental health. So thank you so much. I'm glad that you were able to present. And I appreciate you being a Black Girl Health member. All right. Well, it seemed like we had those technical difficulties. We're coming back at the end, but we're done. We have wrapped up. So I would like to thank everyone for participating in this workshop. I hope you learned a lot. Again, thank you to the St. Louis Public Library, the National Network of Library and Medicine, and National Institutes of Health, and All of Us Research Program for supporting this effort. Again, please make sure that you fill out the evaluation form and let us know what workshops you like, what we can improve on. We would love to be back in St. Louis. So definitely complete the evaluation form. You should see it in your comments. You will also get it in your email if you register for this event. Again, if you like what you saw today, please join our sisterhood at membership.blackgirlhealth.com. Again, it's membership.blackgirlhealth.com. Thank you, Kendall. Thank you so much. But yes, please, join our sisterhood at membership.blackgirlhealth.com, especially if you want to present workshops and you're a professional. We do these everywhere across the country. The registration website is right across your screen. We also have it in our comments. That's it for Minds Matter St. Louis. Thank you all for joining us. Bye-bye.